That period in the middle.
Morning and a warm welcome to Wembley. It's non-league finals day here today in the sunshine, as you can see. It's the lesser lights of football's big day out, really, as four teams compete in first the FA Vase final and then later the build-based FA Trophy final. We'll have all, of course, of the fun, action and reaction here on BT Sport. First up, it's the FA Vase, the competition for clubs from further down the non-league ladder. From a starting list of 592, Cleethorpes Town and South Shields have emerged as the two finalists. Both have had hugely successful seasons already in English football's ninth tier. Both were champions of their respective leagues with more than 100 points apiece, and between them they've scored a staggering 271 league goals. Cleethorpes were only founded in 1998 by a former Grimsby Town player who wanted to start his own soccer school. They are justifiably proud of their progress since then. The South Shields lineup includes Julio Arca, the Argentinian who became a popular Premier League player with both Sunderland and Middlesbrough. He's fulfilling a lifelong dream by making his first appearance at Wembley today. In the FA Trophy later, it's Macclesfield Town, the first winners of the competition back in 1970, against York City, who are looking for an upbeat end to the season after being relegated from the National League. It is non-league finals day here at Wembley. Stay with us for the FA Trophy later. First, though, it's the Vase, Cleethorpes Town against South Shields, and it's all exclusively live here on BT Sport. Well, looking forward to a day in the sunshine. Wembley resplendent as ever. Pretty busy here at this time of year, as I'm sure you'll gather. And the fans are out already in force in the late morning sunshine. Later, the Macclesfield Town fans will be here in good number this section of the stadium. Effectively, the four teams get a quarter of the stadium each to call home. Here will be York City's base for the afternoon. Of course, those two in the trophy later today. Cleethorpes, who are already here in pretty good numbers, expecting about 3,000 of their supporters over in that corner. And last but not least, the South Shields fans, about 12 or 13,000 at least over in that corner of the stadium. So they are here to support their team, and they will start as favourites in the Vase final. Speaking of the Vase final, two of my regular cohorts, Adam Berger, resplendent in a yellow tie in the sunshine this morning, and Chris Hargreaves as elegant as ever. Smart too, Nick Gray, the Morpeth manager, who of course won the Vase last year at the hands of Hereford, so knows just how big a day this is. Welcome, Nick.
Morning.
Explain to me then what it means to come here on a day like this for a non-league team and raise a trophy in the sunshine in front of your own fans.
Well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation for yourselves. You know, you've got to enjoy it and treasure it, because you'll never forget it. And the weekend we're living with all the people at Motor for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. This was obviously, I'm sure you won't mind watching it again, what happened last year. You went behind early, but held your nerve, and it came good in the end.
I think held your nerves key. I think the first 20 minutes it could have been out of sight, but once we got into the game and got over the nerves and the ground and where we are, second half I think there's only going to be one winner. And to be fair, you know, it was a great day.
Yeah. I'm sure you've watched this back once or twice since and would watch it happily forever. Those are the moments that you dream about, really. Chris, obviously, Cleethorpes, your hometown.
It sure is. My parents still live there.
Yeah.
Cleethorpes. My dad's still got his business there, Martin Hodges Motorcycles. There's a plug for your dad. But you know, I don't get back very often. But it's a hotbed of football. Grimsby Town Football Club's in Cleethorpes, but now it's Cleethorpes' turn. Grimsby were here last year.
Yeah.
It's a magnificent achievement for Cleethorpes. Such a small club, but they're obsessed with football in that town. It's it's pretty unique, really. So speaking to some of the boys I used to play with years ago at Grimsby's, it's a great day for them. They're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Do they call you big time?
Of course. No, they don't. No, they don't. They're great lads. There's some really good lads there, and just so committed, and they want to win. They don't want a day out.
No, that's exactly how I'm sure it has to be approached. But they do start as second favourite. South Shields will be quite strongly fancied, but then, as we've already heard from Nick, last year was the same scenario with Hereford and Morpeth.
I think so, mate. It's a massive occasion for all these players. And as Nick was saying, the first 20 minutes is absolutely crucial. It's so easy to get carried away with the emotion of playing at Wembley. And that's where you need your experienced players around you to sort of settle the nerve down. you've got to keep the ball on these occasions, and the pitch is fantastic, and they're not used to kind of playing on surfaces like this, so it's really important the first 20 minutes for these players to try and settle into the game as best as possible.
We should point out for those, and there'll be many that don't know, it might have been Morpeth again here this year. You actually faced South Shields, didn't you, in this competition in the last 32? You were, what, 4-2 up with how long to go, 8 minutes?
Yeah, 8 minutes to go, yeah.
And the lights went out?
Yeah, the lights went out, yeah.
Right, and the ref called it off because the lights weren't coming back on, and instead of the result standing as I would have expected in a league game, the FA decided it had to be replayed from the start, and they knocked you out.
Yeah, they knocked us out convincingly the second game. It's just with the FA rules, and the rules are the rules. We were disappointed as a group, as a club, but it happened. It wasn't easy to take, but it's gone, it's history. And as I say, the rules are rules, and that's what happened, and we're not here and they're here today, so the very best of luck with South Shields today.
I was going to say, despite the brogue, are you cheering Cleethorpes on today then, as a result of all of that, or have you got over it?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Oh, politician.
Very diplomatic, very diplomatic. Well, listen, we're looking forward to a cracking game, and you'll have perhaps been aware that one particular player on the South Shields side is well known to all football fans, I would think. Julio Arca, 36 years young now, of course made his name as a Premier League footballer at Middlesbrough and Sunderland, had retired and then has been coaxed back into First Sunday League and now non-league football with South Shields. Here then is his story.
Arca. Oh yeah, what a fantastic goal from Julio Arca. Right foot cross is a good one, and Julio Arca heads home. Arca!
I came here when I was 19. It was a big change, obviously, in my life, in my football career, to come to England from the other side of the world. Sunderland was the first club interested in giving me the opportunity. It was hard at the beginning because I didn't speak the language, I didn't know anything about the English culture. But with the pass of the time, I slowly adapt myself, and yes, I'm still here after nearly 16 years, 17 years. I really enjoyed my time in Sunderland. You know, the people in the club, the fans, they welcomed me. We got relegated, so I saw it was probably the right time for me to move on to a different club, a different challenge, and Middlesbrough showed interest. At that time, I felt more comfortable staying here in the Northeast, and it was another great club for me. I retired when I was 32 years old. Unluckily for me, I was carrying on an injury on my foot. And yes, I was obviously disappointed because I wanted to carry on playing, and I was a bit sad in a way. I went home after I retired, spent some time with the family, but then, funny enough, I was missing the place. I was missing the Northeast. One of my friends was playing for a Sunday League team called the Willow Pond in Sunderland, and he asked me if I was interested in joining them for a few weeks, a few games. And I said yes, and then I started playing, and I played nearly all season for them. Then the call from South Shields after probably 10 months arrived from the last manager, Sean King, asking me if I was interested in listening to what they have to say and why they wanted me to be part of this.
The experience he brings, as well as being a great bloke, it's fantastic having a guy like that in your changing room, as well as obviously on the pitch at the weekend. You know he's going to give you great quality.
His attitude's phenomenal in training. He's one of the hardest workers, and bearing in mind he's the oldest lad here, I think you've got to respect his career and where he's been and his knowledge and understanding of the game. And he's been pivotal to us all season.
I'm 36 now. People ask me, why you still playing? Is that hunger still there? And I always say, as long as I can still perform on the pitch and help my team, that's the main reason why I love to carry on playing. The first time in Wembley, I never got a chance to play there before when I was professional. So it's random that should happen now, playing for a semi-professional team, but if we can win this big trophy in Wembley, we will make history for the club.
Well, from Julio Arca to the joint managers of South Shields in Graham Fenton and Lee Picton in the South Shields dressing room, as you can see, resplendent setting for a very big day for, well, all of you, I would think, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. The players, ourselves, everybody at the club, the town itself. So we're thoroughly looking forward to getting going.
How did you persuade Julio to come out of retirement, in effect, or decide that there was a future for him in football after effectively calling it a day?
Well, it wasn't me personally, so I'm not going to take credit for that. But no, I think, you know, when you see Julio play for South Shields, you can see how much how much the game means to him, how passionate he is about playing. And I think he obviously missed that, and you know, he's been an absolute revelation since he's come to the club. You've had a hell of a run this season, haven't you? I think you're on a 32-game winning streak, Graham, until I think Morpeth, Nick Gray was telling me, actually squeaked to draw off you, and ended that.
Yeah, that was a tight game, and they got a late equaliser, but like you say, it was 32 wins on the spin, and the lads were magnificent during that period.
So you start, inevitably, I know you'll downplay it, as strong favourites today.
No, I think we've kind of tried to answer this question before, in terms of 2 years ago, North Shields were underdogs and they went on to win, and I think Morpeth were underdogs last year and they went on to win, so it's a one-off game. A cup finals, anything can happen, so it's just who settles into the game the best on the day.
Yeah, now of course the cynic in me and those watching will say, on joint managers, it never really works. Has it worked for you two so far? You've been at it, what, just this season?
Well, not just this season, because myself and Graham have worked together, you know, in our professional capacity over the last 7 years. So we kind of know each other inside out, and you know how each other tick. So you know, it's not like we've just been thrown together. Yeah, it is a little bit unusual, but it certainly worked for us so far. Yeah,
well, obviously not National League viewers will have known this season of the Cowley brothers at Lincoln. Yes, Danny's the manager, but they kind of divide and conquer. In effect, I guess that's how you two see it.
Absolutely, I think, you know. Yeah. There's a lot of good partnerships around, you know, you see partnerships on the pitch, you see partnerships, you know, behind the scenes, and we're certainly one of those partnerships here. We bounce a lot of things off each other and, you know, lean on each other when we need support from each other as well.
Now, Julio, of course, as we've mentioned, it's his first chance to play at Wembley. The new Wembley, of course, will be alien to you, but the old Wembley was familiar. Those of a certain age, like me, would remember a League Cup final, wasn't it? Aston Villa, Man United, back in the... Was it 94?
94, yeah. That was a great occasion. You know, again, underdogs, us at Aston Villa.
Claret and blue.
That's right, yeah. Playing against Man United, who went on to win the league and the FA Cup that year. So we did particularly well to beat them in the League Cup final. Yeah,
and I read a story, I don't know if it's true, about the physio at Villa back in those days, well-known physio, who said to you, as everyone else trolled in afterwards, because you were a young boy, just stop and drink it in and you'll remember it better. It was wise words.
Yeah, that was the goalkeeping coach, Paul Barron.
Oh, was it Paul Barron?
Yeah, Paul said, just stop, let everybody go in the dressing room, take 5 minutes to yourself, because you never know if you're ever going to get back to Wembley. I've been fortunate to come back again, and every occasion's special, and we're really looking forward to today.
We really appreciate your time before the game, boys. Hope it's enjoyable for you, with obviously an objective point of view. But next we will talk about the opposition, Cleethorpes Town. They are the underdogs today, but they'll have a right go at this South Shields team, I'm sure, and we'll discuss their chances here on BT Sport in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Wembley. It, of course, is the build-up to the FA Vase final. Cleethorpes Town taking on South Shields, 12:15 kick-off. The FA Trophy later here at Wembley features York City and Macclesfield Town. So we've talked about South Shields and the fact that they're favourites. That'll come as no surprise to the Cleethorpes manager, Marcus Newell, who's good enough to join myself, Nick and Adam. So how do you deal with being part of a massive day, but starting, as everybody says, the big underdogs?
Yes. We know we've got to respect them. We know they're decent. But at the same time, we think if we can get a foothold in the game, there's no reason why we can't maybe create an upset.
You're exactly in the same position, really, as Nick was with Morpeth against Hereford last year. I don't know if you watched that, if you've watched it since, if you're aware of how that went, and a case of keeping your nerve.
Yeah, I watched the game. Like Nick said, they were struggling early doors. They need to get a foothold in the game, and I think we're the same. If we can manage the nerves today, I don't see any reason why a little bit later on we might get a little bit out of the game. But it's very important that we manage the nerves and stick together and be confident and not be overawed by the game, which is very difficult.
Yeah, because as good a season as they've had in their league, so have you. Obviously, you've won your respective division, haven't you? Scored a lot of goals, so you obviously have players that can play.
Yeah, we've got some good lads. My only concern is our guys are used to winning regular, So I just want to see how we'll react if they get a little 10-minute spell. Can we cope with that and just make sure that we stay in the game, as I've said, and then show what good players we are.
Give him some words of wisdom, Nick, from your experience last year. What would you say to Marcus to prepare him if he needs any?
I think he's done all his homework himself, For me, it's just a case of grasping the situation. Yeah, there's two teams, one's got to be favourite, one's got to be an underdog, but the two who handles the nerves the most, the better on the day. To be fair, most experienced players can, on the day can squeal in, So today they've got to, for me, they've just got to go out, enjoy it, treasure it, but make sure that they come off the pitch, give everything, and then, you need to look to win things, and the team, whoever wins the day, I'm sure will deserve it at the end.
Yeah, and the old cliche, Berg's about not getting caught up in the occasion, I suppose.
I think it's important for both sides. It's very easy to maybe try something that you would do in the regular season because of the occasion that you're under, the fans that are here to watch. And I just think, as the managers, you can only do so much. Once they cross that white line, you have to trust your players and believe in the philosophy. What you've done all season that's brought you a lot of success and a lot of goals, and there's some very good players, Davis as well. Yeah. Cooper and Robertson up front, good pace. Cooper a target man for them. That can be really important come certain parts of the game, but it's managing it. And you will come under periods of pressure, and it's really important how you cope with that. Yeah, another milestone actually for all that. It's a big day for Cleethorpes. Also, as Adam mentioned, Liam Davis, young winger for you. I think is the first openly gay footballer to play at Wembley. These things are important in football, aren't they?
Yeah, top lad, real good lad, Liam. He just gets on with it. He's had a little bit of stick along the way this year from various people, but he just gets on with it. It's not an issue to him. It's never has been so, and it's not an issue to us either.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. But equally, these milestones are important, and hopefully football can learn from the fact that he's here and flying the flag for your team today.
He'll be proud of him. Yeah, proud of that as well.
Yeah.
He will. No worries about that.
Good. Well, listen, enjoy it if you can, and we'll hopefully speak to you as the game unfolds. But I wonder if the weather's a factor. I don't know how fit you think your lads are. It's a warm day already here at Wembley.
Yeah, we're happy with everything that we've got and everything that we've done in the build-up, but we won't know how the guy's going to react until maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the game. And then obviously as it goes into later stages, we're hoping that we're in good shape, and we've got some good lads on the bench, so all being well, we should be okay.
Yeah. And have you had much competitive football since the regular season finished? Have you had other cup competitions to play in, so have you kept them fresh?
No, we finished maybe 3 weeks ago, so we decided against playing games, and we kind of done a mini pre-season, so we'll find out pretty soon if that's been the right way to go.
Okay, excellent. Well, listen, good luck, as I say, and we'll speak to you during the game. Thank you very much, Marcus Newell, the Cleethorpes manager. Right, now you're wondering perhaps where Chris Hargreaves is. Well, he's found one of his old Grimsby Town teammates for a pre-match show. I think that's John McDermott, is it not? Nat, I think, is with both.
It certainly is. I've reunited John and Chris, and I know they're dying to reminisce about the good days at Grimsby. But John, for everybody involved, this must be a very proud day.
Oh, it's fantastic, not just for the players, but for the old town, Cleethorpes as a whole. We've got, it's a big family-run club, and there's people behind the scenes that, it'll be an emotional day for them today. So, but we've come here not just for party, we've come here to win.
For everybody involved, though, 20 years ago when they set up as Lincolnshire Soccer School, you must never thought a day like this would come to be at Wembley playing for a cup final.
Not at all. I mean, first of all, it was set up, it was like a Sunday League team, really. Then it got moved to a Saturday, and but this town needed something, a good local side, a non-league side, strong team, because players were leaving Cleethorpes and Grimsby, going to the likes of Boston and stuff. So it was important that the town as a whole got something like that, and that's what's happening at the moment.
I know you've asked for some like Grimsby supporters. Well, you've got a Cleethorpes born and bred guy over here who's going to be cheering you on, and you've got some good memories, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, we spent some good times together, didn't we? 2 promotions with Grimsby. I said before the game, it's a real hotbed of football, isn't it, Macca? And people don't realise that. People are obsessed with it, aren't they?
That's it. I mean, they love the football there, and the good thing about Cleethorpes is it's hard to get players to come in. Yeah. But then again, we don't miss them any because of the pool that we got. So that's a good advantage for us.
Because
really.
Everyone has to be there, don't they, all the time? And that was the same at Grimsby in our day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's so far from anywhere, and normally that bond it creates success, doesn't it? Because you're so close on and off the field, probably too much off the field. What for you were.
These lads have been together since they were 9 and 10-year-olds. Some of them. They played Sunday leagues. I mean, I think there's about 8 or 9 lads who come through the college football academy. You know, we haven't cherry-picked anybody and brought them in from anywhere. They're all local-born lads, so it's quite a proud day for them all.
And what an achievement now! Over 100 points, 177 goals, promotion. Wembley, do you feel like you have an established club now?
Definitely, you know, we're getting attraction from all over. Players are ringing up and saying, can I come in, want to get involved in it? Because that's the next step. The next step is, you know, sometimes you might have to add a little bit of quality, but again, it's not all about good players, it's how your team plays. And like these lads, they're still young, but they've been together a long time, and that's an advantage over sometimes over quality players coming in.
And I mentioned for Tommy Macca. I mean, Tommy Watson, you know, set it up, didn't he? We played with him together, didn't we, years ago?
It's nice for Tommy. He doesn't get the credit he deserves sometimes, does Tommy, and he'll be up there somewhere, probably in the Royal Box somewhere.
Enjoying his
he will do, a couple of pints, no doubt. But no, I'm pleased for Tommy. This is the pinnacle for him, and this is where it all started, you know, and this is where you can't get any better than this.
We appreciate you talking to us. I'm going to let you two catch up and reminisce. Back to you, Matt.
Cheers, Nat. Yeah, memory lane for Messrs Hargreaves and McDermott. Of course, at this time of year, the finals, the big games come thick and fast on BT Sport. The Europa League final on Wednesday night, Manchester United against Ajax in Solna, just outside Stockholm. A 6:30 start on 2 for that. Then everybody's back here next Saturday for the Emirates FA Cup final, Arsenal and Chelsea. That's a 4:30 start next Saturday, again on 2. And then the little match of the Champions League final in Cardiff, Juventus and Real Madrid at it on the 3rd of June, a Saturday evening from 6 p.m. that on 2, and in ultra high definition on BT Sport 4K. We're not far away, of course, for the first of our 2 finals at Wembley here today. Later, York and Macclesfield, but coming shortly, Cleethorpes against the favourites, South Shields, for the FA Vase. Stay with us. Welcome back to Wembley. Kick-off not far away in the FA Vase final. Final preparations, therefore, underway in the 2 dressing rooms. South Shields and Cleethorpes hearing their last instructions, gathering thoughts, perhaps last couple of chats between players, obviously listening to coaches, the joint managers in the case of South Shields, Lee Picton and Graham Fenton getting their message across. And as we've heard, Marcus Newell perhaps talking to the Cleethorpe boys. So, how then, exactly as happened last year with you and your Morpeth team against Hereford, how do Cleethorpes get a foothold in a game that South Shields will start as strong favourites in?
I just think they've got to get used to the pitch, the occasion. Don't take any chances early doors, be organised. If you have to just play in there, final third, just play in the final third, play high up the pitch as you can early doors, but you know, just make sure you're in the game by half-time. Yeah,
we've dragged you back from all of those memories, kicking balls in the street at Cleethorpes.
Oh, brilliant, great days.
Hey?
Great days.
Great days.
Still traumatised.
He's not as old as he looks, by the way. How much do you fancy your
well, I do.
hometown team?
They've got a game plan. Obviously, they know how South Shields play with the diamond.
Yeah.
So Cleethorpes want to play with width. They want to stick to basics, 4-4-2, get the ball wide, get overlaps in, and try and affect that diamond. Conversely, South Shields, it's all about an overload, isn't it?
Yeah.
In midfield, they've got some good players in there. So can Cleethorpes cope with that? Let's be honest, they're massive underdogs, Cleethorpes. But that's what happened last year, and look what happened.
Yeah. Playing a 4-4-2 against the diamond, yes, it can be narrow, the diamond, can't it? But the 4-4-2 can give you gaps. So can the weaker team or the less able team suffer on a big pitch on a hot day?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many games now at Wembley. The width is so important that you get your wing backs, or if you play in the 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2 like Cleethorpes are today, that they've got good pace as well, which is really, really important. But it's all right playing the diamond, but if you don't use that diamond properly, then you've really lost the man. And it's important that the midfielders in South Shields get on the ball and get the number 10 into the game. So it can work for you, but I think a 4-4-2 against a diamond could be just as effective.
Okay, let's pick out some of the players for the viewers to watch. You'll know them better than most. John Shaw actually will be quite familiar to National League viewers because he was at Gateshead, I think, just last season, but he's converted from centre forward to centre half.
Yeah, he's played most of the season as centre half. He's commanding, he's a leader, he's a good organiser. He'll be key to the import for them. You know, he'll be one of them who probably you know, he'll help all the younger lads of their team get through the day today, and like I say, his organisation will be critical today.
Yeah, and I would think a presence in both boxes.
Yes,
well, it's huge, isn't it? I mean, he's converted. It's so good. You've got to be a good player if you convert from centre forward to centre half and vice versa. You've got to be a good player. But you're right, defending in both boxes, attacking in both boxes. He's one heck of a player.
Yeah, and I suppose his former role at centre forward does it go to Gavin Cockford today for South Shields?
Close, Gavin Cogden. Yeah,
Gavin Cogden, yeah. I'll get it out eventually.
Yeah. He's an experienced player who's won here already 3 years ago, spending more 4 years ago it was, you know. He's a busy player, plays on the shoulder, he works hard for the team off the ball as well, and he's effective in the final third, you know. So he's scored over 30 goals this season, so he'll be key for these as well.
Yeah. For your hometown team, Brodie Robertson, I guess, is the main goal threat.
Well, main man, 28 goals. I spoke to Tommy Watson about him and John McDermott, who have both played, you know, league football, hundreds of games. They think he can play league football. They rate him that high. Yeah, they do. Lightning quick, but he also holds the ball up really well, which is a massive facet for any centre-forward's game. Got to retain possession for the team.
Yeah, OK. And then, presumably, as we've talked about the shape, the captain for Cleethorpes, Alex Splett, midfielder, will have to be someone that can control that part of the pitch if possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. There's certain positions today that are really important, and your midfielder, the ball player that dictates play, how fast, and playing out from the back. He's a leader, which is going to be vitally important today. And listen, he was at Bradford. It didn't quite work out for him. In my view, if anyone's been at a football league club, you've got something about you, whether or not you make it or not. And there's thousands of players that have fallen through the sieve of Football League. And he's one today I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Looking forward to this. The FA Vase is not far away. They've worked hard to get here, both South Shields, the favourites, and Cleethorpes. Fans here in big numbers to support their respective teams. What can you say? What is there left to say? How can you inspire the two sets of players to come out here and perform to their best? The FA Vase final here at Wembley is coming right up. Welcome back to non-league finals day at Wembley. The FA Vase, the first trophy up for grabs. South Shields, led by that man Julio Arca, for all his achievements in the game with Middlesbrough and Sunderland at 36 years young. His first chance to walk out at Wembley. He leads the South Shields team. Alex Splett, of course, the captain of Cleethorpes. Just a reminder as the players and officials make their way out here that the programme is available for BT TV customers in 4K Ultra High Definition, channel number 433. Big day this, big day for the two teams. Who can hold their nerve? Who's nervous? I imagine both teams are extremely nervous. We'll hear from Chris, from Nick and from Adam at half-time, but as the players and staff emerge into the sunshine with dreams still intact, I'll hand you over to our commentators for this Build-Base FA Vase final. Kevin Davis alongside Derek Ray.
Thank you very much, Matt. Good afternoon, everyone. Wembley debutants both, Cleethorpes Town and South Shields, are about to enter the unknown, and the nerves must certainly be jangling more than a bit. It's anyone's guess how this is going to play out, given how dominant the two teams have been in their respective divisions. The Build-Base FA Vase final, the 43rd final since this competition was set up in 1974 to replace the old FA Amateur Cup. The presentation party there. Dr. John Little, chairman of the FA Vase Committee. Greg Clark, of course, chairman of the FA, and Gavin Slark, the CEO of Build-Base. Well, as a player, Kevin, I'm sure this only heightens the tension.
Yeah, it's a great occasion for both sets of teams. The players there are very proud. Long journey to get to this final, and this is what it's all about, playing football, getting to cup finals, and one opportunity for both sets of players to create history. Both had fantastic seasons, but a win here today for either team will turn that into an incredible season.
Plenty of support for South Shields. We reckon around 13,000 have travelled here to northwest London. It's a wonderful sight on a perfect day for football. Julio Arca. He's seen quite a bit before, but never the Wembley stage. Man from Argentina. FA Vase all started with Hoddesdon Town and their 2-1 win over Epsom and Ewell in the final, season 74-75. Whitley Bay are the record winners with 4 final triumphs. Morpeth Town took the Vase last year, defeating Hereford. South Shields carrying the torch for the North East this time round, but potentially difficult opponents in the form of Cleethorpes Town. The men from the seaside resort on the Humber estuary. Just about 4,500, we think, wearing the colours of Cleethorpes Town on the big day. The national anthem will be performed by Emily Haig. Emily Haig there, well-known soprano, no stranger to Wembley, having performed the national anthem at the EFL Cup final a few weeks ago. Marcus Newell, the man at the Cleethorpes Town helm, has been in charge since May 2013. He succeeded Andy Liddell. So let us have a look at the 2 starting lineups. Cleethorpes Town without Lawrence Mackay and Lee Hutchinson, who are cut-tied, will rely on the experience of 38-year-old Matt Bloomer in defence. He's had 3 spells with Grimsby Town in his career. Pacey wide midfielder Liam Davis has scored 5 goals in his last 7 games. Up front, a formidable-looking combination. Mark Cooper, the club's record scorer with 145, although yet to find the net in the FA Vase this season. And Brodie Robertson, top marksman for Cleethorpes this term, with a grand total of 28. South Shields are unable to field Craig Baxter because of a broken wrist. Alex Nicholson, the former Newcastle trainee and Welsh youth international, starts at right back. Julio Arca, now 36, brings considerable know-how and experience. The former Sunderland man sits just in front of the back 4. Andrew Stevenson and Wayne Phillips are former FA Vase winners with Spennymoor Town. David Foley, born in South Shields, has netted 33 times in this campaign, including 4 hat-tricks. Kevin, how about the tactics board this afternoon?
Yeah, Derek, it's a really intriguing matchup, this one. Look at Cleethorpes playing that traditional 4-4-2. Really important roles for Davies and Oglesby. Out wide, that not only they affect the game forward, but really against the ball, tuck in, play really narrow against this diamond of South Shields. Fleck and Dickens, important roles, of course, to protect this back 4, but look at that front 3 there of South Shields, 93 goals between them this season. Going to cause all kinds of problems. It's just going to be a great matchup. We're looking forward to the game.
Matt Bloomer is the man who holds things together at the back for Cleethorpes Town, and ever present in the FA Vase this season. Will be important for Cleethorpes to have their defence sorted out from the outset. And Julio Arca, the best known face out there on the pitch today. Former Sunderland and Middlesbrough player. It's always an enjoyable day here at Wembley. Non-league finals day. referee is Darren England, one of the up-and-comers on the officiating front. And very shortly he'll sound us into action. Away they go. The Build Base FA Vase final is underway. The 43rd final and the 37th played at Wembley. Cleethorpes Town and South Shields here for the very first time. 271 league goals between the pair of them in the campaign just gone by. Kevin, what do you think will be the keys to the contest?
Well, I think it's, as the manager there, Marcus Newell, was saying before the game, just got to manage the players, really, growing into this game. Both teams used to winning games, not used to losing. Of course, South Shields unbeaten in 37 games. That's going to be incredibly difficult for Cleethorpes Town, but they've got the players out there capable of scoring themselves. I think the wide areas are going to be crucial, I think, for Cleethorpes. Liam Davis in Oglesby.
Cleethorpes Town in the blue and black. Marcus Newell, heard him before a ball was kicked, talking about managing the nerves, sticking together. Forward by Liam Connell, goalkeeper for South Shields. Cleethorpes looking to launch it. Mark Cooper, very much a target man as strikers go. Brodie Robertson has pace as well as goal-scoring ability. South Shields will be happy for Arca to get on the ball in those deep midfield positions. Alex Nicholson, the right back of choice. A swivel by Arca. He oozes class, John Shaw. Converted striker playing as a centre-back these days for South Shields. And the Cleethorpes fans trying to spur the men forward. Peter Wynn. All the way through to Connell. How long, Kevin, does it take to settle down on a big wide pitch like this that'll be unfamiliar to so many?
Yeah, it could take 5 to 10 minutes. I think it's important, as the boys were saying there, that the management team, not only the manager but the staff around them, they've had fantastic seasons, so they just need to go out there and replicate it, but taking everything, the national anthems, the heartbeat needs to come down a little bit, and, you know, looking where your family and friends are sitting, and then it's really just trying to focus on the game, get a good early touch of the ball, do something good to start off with, and then just try and settle into the game best you can.
Here again is Nicholson. Go back to 1974 on the modern incarnation, South Shields. Andrew Stevenson will let Nicholson do the honours. Had to be a free kick. Conceded by Liam Dickens. Works as a network technician with one of the big water companies.
Yeah, it's a cheap free kick there, isn't it? Very dangerous position there from Liam Dickens. In the team, probably ahead of Robert Briggs. Probably feels a little bit hard done by, not playing today, but may have an important part to play later on in this game.
Wayne Phillips will be the player to deliver. Born in South Shields. Shaw, one of the obvious aerial targets. Most of his career as a striker, but now in defence, lending height to the attack, and so close to the opening goal inside 4 minutes. It was almost slow-motion stuff inside the penalty area.
There's a lovely ball in from Phillips, just hanging there, and just goes wide there, but a good start from South Shields.
Carl Finnegan was trying to get close to the ball. Seemed to spin off Dickens. South Shields on the front foot. Nicholson will be the player tasked with taking the corner. There's Finnegan again. It stays alive for South Shields. Nicholson. And a strong punch by Liam Hickton, goalkeeper for Cleethorpes Town. Nicholson. The bookmakers have made South Shields favourites. Carl Finnegan played in the Scottish Cup final in 2009 with Falkirk. 5 minutes have elapsed. No scoring. The Build Base FA Vase final. Great to have the pleasure of your company on BT Sport. Wouldn't stay in for Nicholson.
Yeah, we see the chance then. Good header from Stevenson then. Just managed to scramble it there. It was Tim Lowe, just clears his lines a little bit there, but worrying times for Cleethorpes.
Lee Picton, one of the joint managers for South Shields, works with Graham Fenton. Arca wedging it. Chasing after the ball was Gavin Compton. His first season with South Shields, previously with Spennymoor Town. Scored the opening goal in the 2013 FA Vase final for Spennymoor Town against Tunbridge Wells. Graham Fenton, proud man of the North East. I'm very happy with life when you consider the overall strength of the South Shields squad. Lee Picton, twice an FA Vase winner, this time at Whitley Bay.
Well, done a fantastic job, the pair of them. Very competitive league, the Northern League, as we know. Great teams in there, so two teams just tucked in behind on 101 points. It shows you how competitive that league was.
Forward by Darren Lough. Versatile defender, playing at left back in this setup. Liam Higton started every game in the FA Vase this season. Former Grimsby Town youth keeper, didn't make a single senior appearance for the mighty Mariners though. He's also played for Grimsby Borough. Cleethorpes Town, of course, technically speaking, play in Grimsby, whereas Grimsby Town play in Cleethorpes, as we know.
Yeah. Well, both teams having some good success recently. We saw Grimsby here last year winning in the playoffs, and as the boys were saying before the game, they love the football in that area of England. I think it's such a good story, particularly for Cleethorpes. Less than 20 years old, the club to be playing here at Wembley, and very ambitious, trying to work their way up the leagues.
South Shields, champions of the Northern League Division 1. 7 of the last 8 winners have come from the Northern League. Nicholson, Finnegan, and that was delightfully done. Foley! And Compton was arriving on the scene, away by Tim Lowe for Cleethorpes Town.
Oh, see it again, brilliant football, lovely little layoff there. Foley playing on the shoulder, just trying to pick out Cogden in the middle there, but wonderful link-up play from the front three.
They do know how to make those diamonds work. South Shields, Cogden, and Finnegan. What an important piece of goalkeeping that was from Liam Higton. But South Shields making plenty of noise in attack.
Well, I think in this opening 8 minutes you can see why they've scored so many goals. 127 in the league alone this season. That front three are a real threat. Cleethorpes having a difficult job of trying to contain them already.
South Shields on course for the quadruple. Spoke about the league earlier. Also won the Durham Challenge Cup, as well as the Northern League Challenge Cup. Pass was by Phillips. Phillips, who works for HMRC in benefits and credits. Finnegan took aim. Very much in defensive mode here, Cleethorpes. Good start by Finnegan.
Yeah, he's been impressive, hasn't he? See there, a little over. Cogden so sharp. Lovely little reverse pass him there, but goalkeeper does really well there. Higton to come out and narrow the angle. Wonderful save from the goalkeeper.
Nicholson, latest corner. Phillips. That was impressive play. Showing John Oglesby a clean pair of heels. Oglesby known more for his attacking qualities, but can Cleethorpes get him on the ball? That's the question. Play on here, says Darren England. And it's Nicholson. It was always going out off the boot of Stevenson.
Well, it's a bit of a lunge there from Liam Davis. He's just trying to be a little bit frustrated. I think the opening 10 minutes not really had a chance, and I think the manager Marcus Newell probably expected this. After 10 minutes, expected a strong start from South Shields, and probably knows that his team, he'll probably said before the game, you have to weather the storm and then gradually try and force your way into this game.
Yeah, stay in it, keep it at 0-0. No early concessions. A message that no doubt was delivered to the players by Marcus Newell. He's going to have to come back. Darren England, the man in the middle for this Bill Base FA Vase final. Great honour for players to be here. Similar story for officials. A couple of early decisions to make. Darren England. Cleethorpes Town have spent so much time on the pitch playing attacking football this season, but we always knew they were going to have to concentrate a lot more on the defensive side of the game in this final.
Yeah, of course, and I think Finnegan seems to be the main problem at the moment. It's just dropping in between the back four and the midfield, and it's important that Flett and Dickens just keep checking over their shoulders, keeping an eye on it. You've seen the picture there, he's taking some great positions, and the back four need to communicate a little bit more with the midfield and needs to play a little bit more narrow.
That spells playing his football in South Africa, in Botswana. Carl Finnegan. From Jarrow. Came through the Newcastle United ranks. Going to be a bit more purposeful on that occasion, Cleethorpes. Alex Flett as the captain, midfield dynamo. Julio Arca still a joy to watch. I think he had been playing in the Sunderland Sunday League. Persuaded to join South Shields.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of stories for these players getting to Wembley for the first time. Someone like Arca, the career that he's had. I'm reading about how important, how special a day it is for him and his family as well.
Now, Davis and Dylan Morse. Liam Davis was trying to run at his opponent in the first place.
Yeah, we saw him lunge a few minutes earlier as well, didn't we? So just a little bit of afters here. Just a little follow through from Morse there, and just like Alex Flett needs to get around him and just calm him down a bit. I say the occasion can get to you here when you're playing at Wembley and you do things that you're not normally associated with. So it's important that the captain and the experienced players just get around him and calm him down a little bit.
So a throw taken by Peter Wynn. Back away by Liam Dickens for Cleethorpes. Bloomer all the way forward. Finnegan, so much going through Carl Finnegan. Now Arca. Delicious left foot again. Compton, busy and highly effective player. Seem to have it covered. Cleethorpes. Back away went Oglesby.
Yeah, I said before, Oglesby and Davis having to do a lot of defending in this opening 15 minutes or so. Cogden looks to play, doesn't he? Sharp gets in that final third. runs in behind, balls to feet, very clever, intelligent player.
Finnegan was waiting and he was joined by Stevenson.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, wasn't it? Stevenson makes a late run in there. Good defending in the end, just to do enough to put him off. Bloomer with the challenge.
Just a quick reminder on non-league finals day that you can see the Vanarama National League season review today at 2:45. BT Sport 1 for that. Arca. Foley. Losing win. Goal kick now. Peter Wynn joined Cleethorpes in 2015 from Chester. Great day out for so many. Always special to come to Wembley, no matter who you are supporting this afternoon.
Yeah, as I said before, both clubs had fantastic seasons so far. Just looking to go get that one extra trophy, which would top it all off for them, but certainly two clubs going in the right direction. Good chairman behind them, good managers in place, and also the players have done great as well. So
shrill whistle of Darren England. Player down is Tim Lowe. Fullback for Cleethorpes Town. Says his great hero was always Roberto Carlos growing up. Not a bad role model. Well, have they weathered the storm, Cleethorpes Town? Certainly been on the back foot.
yeah, they certainly have. I said the goalkeeper made a couple of good saves already. Like I said before the game, it's front three of South Shields, Foley, Finnegan and Cogden. They're a real handful. We found it difficult to contain them so far. We'll be pleased that they haven't conceded. As I say, it's a case of them just trying to really start to implement their game plan now, try and get their strikers and wide players in the game a little bit more.
Well, he's back with us now, Tim Lowe. Missing out the midfield area, John Shaw with the header. A scope perhaps for South Shields to build up again. Cogden giving Wynn the slip, and down goes Cogden. Darren England is going to have to take a bit of action. Davis there. Piece of over-exuberance, and the card is out. Liam Davis called over. Alex Flett tried to plead the case of his teammate. He's showing us his spiky side. And because of that, Davis is cautioned.
Yeah, I think this one's an easy decision for the referee. See, Cogden gets away from Wynn there. Here comes Davis, it's late, it's reckless, nowhere near the ball, and a simple decision for the referee. And Phillips just as well to get out of the way. As I say, he needs to calm down a little bit now. He's really pumped up at the moment.
Bar and restaurant owner in Cleethorpes. Liam Davis. Oglesby. Mark Cooper. Hasn't seen much of the ball so far. Wayne Phillips was digging in for South Shields. Alex Nicholson.
Yeah, it's really important that Cooper and Robertson really just try and take that ball in, protect, maybe win one or two fouls, try and link up the play a little bit. Just keeps coming back at Cleethorpes at the moment.
Nicholson and the general direction of Cogden. Whistle's gone. Bloomer and Matty Coleman, the central defensive partner. keep it going here, Cleethorpes Town. They wanted the free kick, not forthcoming, however. Dickens. Win. And a player goes. Nicholson. Now Phillips. He's looking for options. Strong challenge it was from low. Arca. South Shields enjoying the lion's share of ball possession in this FA Vase final so far. Phillips. Decided not to give it to Luff, instead all the way back. And here now is Nicholson. Patience about South Shields. Their way of playing. Nicholson and veered into the centre. Foley went down and then picked himself up. Cogden teasing and tormenting. Blazed over the top by Gavin Cogden. After deft build-up again.
Yeah, playing some really good football. Nicholson pushing him from right back again. We've seen him surge forward on a couple of occasions. Foley's just tripped there and Cogden gets on the ball. Only one thought on his mind here, that's to try and get a strike in on goal. He'll be desperate to try and score here at Wembley after the season he's had.
York City fans are here already in anticipation of what is coming later. York City against Macclesfield, 3:15, BT Sport 1 4K UHD. The Build Base FA Trophy final. Offside, Cogden. Seven goals in 6 FA Vase matches this season for Gavin Cogden.
Yeah, he's having a good season. Scored a hat-trick, of course, against their rivals in the Cup as well. Very good player, always on the move, works extremely hard, he's a good finisher as well.
Well, he was dicing with a bit of danger, Hickton. Got decent distance on it. Headed on by Cooper that time. Robertson haven't really been able to dovetail those two. They're not being asked of Flett and Dickens in midfield, but now maybe a chance for Cleethorpes to construct, and a corner it is to Cleethorpes Town. Well, much better for the Owls, as they're affectionately known.
Yeah, it's the first real bit of respite for them, 23 minutes into the game, and Oglesby in the corner there, but they are a threat from set pieces, Cleethorpes, loading the box up.
Peter Wynn, lorry driver, as well as footballer these days. Often the man for the set-piece deliveries. Over it comes from Wynn, just a bit slow there. Perhaps Connell is relying on his defenders. And they give it another push, Cleethorpes, so there's the answer. Out of play. We've gone past the midway point of the first half here at Wembley. 0-0.
Yeah, as we expected, it was going to be a good cup tie. South Shield certainly started the better and looked the more threatening and more likely at the moment, but Cleethorpes just growing into the game slowly.
Now Oglesby, and it came off Morse. Natalie Quirk is with Lee Picton, the South Shields joint manager.
Well, Lee, you've had plenty of chances to get the opening going. Must be pleased with the start.
Yeah, no, it's been a decent start. I just feel we're not quite sharp enough when we turn the ball over. We're just allowing them to get back into shape a little bit too easily. No, it's been a solid start from us.
Are you concerned that you've not converted chances, or is it all about being patient?
No, that's always the worry, you know. You look at last season's final, and Hereford could have probably been 3-4 up in the early stages, and then Morton took over. But we believe in our group of lads. We know what quality they've brought, and hopefully, if we do stay patient, our time will come.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks, James.
Brodie Robertson with that effort. We were in the interview. Not a bad corner either. South Shields showing us their attacking face. We'll get Kevin's thoughts on that last Cleethorpes chance in a second. Maybe a bit of a wake-up call for South Shields. Not going to have it totally their own way.
No, it's just been a good couple of minutes for Cleethorpes now. I say, just settling into the game slowly, 25 minutes in, and this is where Robertson, he just drew Shaw out, and then he delayed and delayed, finally gets his shot away. Smart save down low from Connell.
Now Cogden wriggling through, flags up here. Finnegan right beside Cogden.
Yeah, it was a late flag, wasn't it? See it back here. Good run from Cogden again. Yeah, he's just half a yard offside there, isn't he? Finnegan with a shot. But played some really nice football in that final third. Those front three players, we mentioned them before the game, that seem to have a real good understanding between each other.
It almost looks as though it's automatic between the three of them.
I'd say it's Finnegan who's causing the problems. He's forcing the likes of Bloomer just to step out, and that is creating the spaces for the likes of Cogden and Foley to run in behind them. Just needs to really get Flett or Dickens just to try and sit on him and do a job on him.
Pass that time was by Andrew Stevenson. Works as a fire technician. Nicholson. Phillips. Get forward, rough for South Shields. Plenty of power on the initial win header. Arca, run past though. South Shields. Their defence packed. No holding back from Stevenson. Oglesby made the move with the ball at his feet.
Yes, full-blooded, wasn't it? One or two tasty tackles flying about, as you'd expect, and so it's such a huge occasion for both clubs looking to make history and cap off remarkable seasons.
Cleethorpes giving this more of a go, and what an opportunity it was for Mark Cooper, just couldn't locate the ball inside the area. In there by Oglesby. Davis didn't quite have the height. Now the whistle and a bit of respite for South Shields.
I said, really good spell for Cleethorpes this last 5 minutes now. It's a lovely slided pass here, and he just can't quite get it out of his feet there, Cooper. Just gets tangled up, clips his heel, I think, here, and like he was going to be an own goal.
22 goals this season, 3 in his last 2, record scorer for Cleethorpes Town. Action spills over to the other end. David Foley. Finnegan waiting in the centre. Quite arrive at his feet. And the turn of Oglesby and Cleethorpes. Illegal challenge, apparently, from Stevenson. Liam Dickens was about to take it. It will be Alex Flett, though. Been with the club since January 2012. Grimsby born. It's hauled in by Liam Connell. What does Marcus Newell, the Cleethorpes manager, think of the game so far? He is with Natalie.
Marcus, how important was it to get half an hour into the game, get a feel of the pitch, feel of the game, and crucially not concede?
Yeah, as you can see, we've frozen the first 20 minutes. We seem to be getting a little bit of a foothold in the game. It's been all Shield, so I've been nervous for the last 20-25 minutes. I'm hoping we can get a grip now.
Well, we know you've got goals in this team. You've had to be resilient in defence, though, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the issue sometimes. I mean, at the minute we've got lads letting people do their own jobs, so we've got to make sure that we do what we're there to do, and if we do that, we should be okay. But at the minute, I think we've just been a little bit overawed, to be fair.
Thanks, Mark.
No.
Admirable honesty there from Marcus Newell.
Yeah, he was very honest, wasn't he? I think he'll be pleased what he's seen in the last 5 minutes. As I said, the players starting to settle down and get into the game plan.
The attacking players arriving now. They have the left back forward as well. South Shields and Darren Lough. Really fired up, isn't he? Liam Davis.
Yeah, as we said, it's important that he does his defensive duties and tracking back really well there, made a last-ditch tackle and someone went away for a corner. You see what it means to these players. It's a huge day for them and their families and the clubs.
Nicholson with the corner. It's going to go behind for another one. Coleman with the touch.
Yeah, he's got good delivery, hasn't he, Nicholson? Player I know from playing at Preston. 2 or 3 great balls in already.
Only made one senior appearance with Preston North End. Left Newcastle for Preston in 2013. Phillips, the left foot from the right-hand side. A catalogue of corners. Another one for South Shields. Over goes Nicholson. This has been the routine. Congdon up there inside the 6-yard box, but making himself available for the short corner. Gavin Congdon. Nicholson. Dickens helping out defensively. And it was a speculative effort from Phillips. No scoring. A reminder about our exclusively live coverage of the Europa League final. Ajax against Manchester United, Wednesday 6:30. That is on BT Sport 2. And here at Wembley, Saturday 4:30, BT Sport 2 for the Emirates FA Cup final. Arsenal against Chelsea, not to be missed. No doubt about it, Kevin. Cleethorpes Town growing into this final.
Yeah, they certainly weathered the storm, haven't they? I think South Shields probably a little bit disappointed they didn't score when they had all that pressure in the opening 20-25 minutes, but I say they just seem to have settled down now, starting to play their game.
Alex Fletch. Goal kick it'll be. Marcus Newell and Cleethorpes Town decided not to have a Wembley walkthrough yesterday, and again they stayed in the hotel just a few yards from here when they defeated Southall at the quarter-final stage. And acres of space afforded Foley, and out comes Hickton, the goalkeeper. High line favoured by Cleethorpes. Nicholson. Was improvised goalkeeping. Morse. Foley. The challenge came in, and it was a fair one. Darren Lough. Nobody made a big deal of it, to be fair, out there on the pitch. Phillips. Those fancy moves. Did well though, and Finnegan direct the header towards goal, and the shot from Carl Finnegan asking the question of a possible handball. Seemed to come off Oglesby.
Brilliant play down the left wing there. Finnegan with the initial header, just comes back to him, gets his shot away, and another good block. Give eventually came off Dickens for the corner, maybe. See there, just comes back to him here, gets his shot away. It might be just going wide, not too sure.
Nicholson, all hands on deck for Cleethorpes Town. It's up towards Davies. No foul there. A wave of the hand from Darren England. Arca. Exciting times for South Shields' new academy plan for next season. There's Cogden burrowing his way through. The mistake was by Tim Lowe. Davis, tidy enough pass. And then the challenge came in from Shaw. Real nuisance value with Gavin Cogden in the side. Blank score sheet in this Build Base FA Vase final. Matty Coleman got his head to it for Cleethorpes. Turned out a play by Tim Lowe. Well, what will they be thinking, Lee Picton and Graham Fenton, about the course of events, about the balance of play? It's controlled by Foley, getting into that shooting position. The last couple of minutes we've seen Cleethorpes switch off defensively.
Yeah, they have defended really well, haven't they, so far, Cleethorpes, and Oglesby just providing an outlet there. But I mean, Marcus will be pleased with what he's seen defensively. They've got the blocks in when they had to. See the foul here on Oglesby, the block from Nicholson. But I'll tell you, some of those players they'll be blowing. It's 37 minutes in, a hot day, big pitch, and I think now just be looking to get to half-time, 0-0, settle them down again.
Pinged forward by Coleman. We've seen Cleethorpes do that on quite a few occasions. Direct ball into the belly of the South Shields defence. Arca. The space opened up for Luff. Cogden made himself available. Gavin Cogden. Has to go one way, then the other. He's forced the corner.
Good defensive work once again. Bloomer, Lowe, Coleman, Wynn. Done very well so far.
Alex Nicholson joined South Shields in December after his stint with Blythe Spartans. Nicholson. Well, he had Dylan Morse as one of the players to aim at. South Shields will do it again. We've seen this routine before. Wayne Phillips. Hickton at the ready. Phillips. A fist on the ball there by Hickton. The whistle.
He's made some good decisions so far, Liam Hickton. A couple of good saves early on. Off his line a couple of times to clear the danger.
Well, the fans really getting into it. Going to be that 12th man for their respective sides. Stevenson and a chase for Luff. It was a very poor pass. John Shaw. He'll try again. No damage done. Have been able to get Luff quite high up the pitch at times in this half. South Shields over on the left. Missed out Foley. Got the pass though from Finnegan. Compton, Finnegan. Down he goes inside the box. Looks over towards the referee. Nothing doing.
Yeah, we've seen 2 or 3 of these little passages of play. Finnegan breaking in the box, win just a slight touch there, not enough for a penalty for me. Just eased him out of the way. They look dangerous when they get those little passing movements going in that final third.
This time it's resolved in favour of Cleethorpes Town. John Oglesby. 200th appearance for the club, incidentally. Win. Overhit though, as he looked to work with Brodie Robertson. Well, they've had the moments in this first half, Cleethorpes Town, but the traffic flow has certainly been towards Liam Higton. There's the hyperactive Cogden. Now Darren England doesn't hesitate this time. It's a penalty to South Shields. Backpedaling was Tim Lowe, and Cogden taking the fall.
Yeah, he's looked to be direct, aggressive every time he's got the ball. Goes past Bloomer there, just draws a foul from Tim Lowe, dangling his foot. Feels the contact, goes down, penalty. Can't have any complaints with that, really.
Well, Carl Finnegan steadies himself. Big moment in this Bill Base FA Vase final. South Shields have been the better side in this first half, and Carl Finnegan slots it home. Confidently taken. 1-0 to the men from the northeast.
Yeah, calmly done. Just picks his spot. Carl Finnegan slots it calmly into that bottom left corner. 31st goal of the season for him. Sends the crowd to our left into ecstasy. Great time to score, obviously, a couple of minutes before half-time.
Psychologically so important. Cleethorpes had shown an improvement, having been, in the words of the manager, overawed in the early part of this final. Not much doubt about the penalty award in your mind,
No,
Kevin.
I don't think so. I think, you know, Cogden's had a good first half. Said before the game, very busy, very direct, always on the move. He's a real handful and just glided between Bloomer and Lowe. Drew the foul. Oxney will be disappointed. As I said, he'll be desperate to get them in at half-time, 0-0. Gather the thoughts, get the breath back and go again. Haven't created too much in this first half, really, Cleethorpes, other than the chance that Robertson had.
Almost got to half-time without shipping a goal. John Shaw. And Lough having that left-hand touchline, nobody there to pick him up. By Darren Lough. It's a win with a header. Stevenson for Foley. Just couldn't quite control it to his satisfaction. David Foley, former Hartlepool player, actually the youngest ever to line up for Hartlepool, 16 years, 105 days old, against Port Vale in 2003, handed his debut by Neil Cooper, the then manager.
Yeah, he's a real live wire, isn't he? Him and Cogden, it's been a real handful. Oh, he's playing on the shoulder, looking to get him behind.
A little touch on by Cooper, waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Decent enough idea. Minimum of 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. I think Lewis enjoyed playing against Cogden in this half. And Hickton touched it onto the woodwork. And then wide it goes from Cogden. Fair play to Liam Hickton.
Yeah, he does really well. Thought Blue moves a little bit slow to come across and support. Left Tim Lowe 1v1. Having seen what happened a couple of moments before, it's always dangerous, and he's unlucky not to score with a rebound as well. He's had a good first half. As I said before, he'll be desperate to score here at Wembley.
So just the 1 goal of record. It's away by Morse, kept in by Nicholson. No doubt about it, South Shields have been the more fluent of the two teams.
Yeah, the diamond certainly worked, as Adam Virgo said before the game. They've used it very effectively. Marcus Newell, one of his strikers, probably just to drop in on Arca when he's got the ball, take him out of the equation. See if he keeps coming out, dragging those midfield players out like Flett and Dickens, and leaving gaping holes behind for Finnegan, Foley and Cogden to pick up.
I think Lee Picton and Graham Fenton have got to be happy with the way the half has gone. The goal coming at an important time. Could easily have been more than just the one, but a penalty goal from Carl Finnegan. Big smile on his face, separating these sides at half-time. Cleethorpes have had plenty of defending to do, a couple of looks at goal, but South Shields the superior team. Cleethorpes 0, South Shields 1. And let's join Matt Smith.
Cheers, Derek. Well, as the players stream in past us into the dressing rooms, probably a fair reflection, Nick Gray, the Morpeth Town manager, of what we've seen on the pitch in that first half. South Shields have been dominant.
Yeah, they've had a lot of possession of the ball. I think first off, Cleethorpes haven't played their own shape. You know, they've not been used to being sitting in as much as they have done this half.
Will Cleethorpes be happy enough that it's only one, perhaps, Chris?
No, they'll be frustrated themselves that they haven't played as much.
Right.
It was damage limitation, wasn't it, to a certain extent? The keeper's been excellent, Liam Hickton. The only thing he did was go early on the penalty, but they were so dominant, weren't they, that it was when it was going to happen, not if.
Yeah.
But only 1-0.
Absolutely.
You know, go in there, just change your shape a little bit. A few tweaks needed.
Yeah. South Shields, they have dominated, certainly in terms of possession, Adam.
Yeah, they've been in total control. You're talking about Finnegan in that number 10 spot. I think Cleethorpes are just playing way too deep, and it's actually Arca and Phillips, complete control in the game, and they need to change that second half.
Yeah, we'll reflect then fully on what we've seen thus far, the penalty, decision and conversion in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back to Wembley. South Shields 1 in front at the break over Cleethorpes. Later, of course, York and Macclesfield have the FA Trophy final. And then when we're done here at Wembley, the European Football Show with Lindsay and, of course, James, Julien and Rafa. It'll feature Lazio and Inter, their show tonight, all from 6:45, a 7:45 start on 1 for Lazio and Inter in Serie A. Nick Gray, Chris and Adam in the tunnel to reflect on, as we've discussed before the break, probably a fair lead for South Shields, and not much debate, would you say, about the penalty decision, Nick?
No, looking at it, no, I think he didn't need to make the tackle as a covering defender there, and I think he's just been a bit eager to try and pinch the ball. Yeah,
Tim Lowe, I think it is, who gets dragged or lured into Cogden's quick feet.
Well, Cogden's been excellent, and what he's done when he's received the ball, he's been positive and run the defence, and that's the last thing you want. It's just a lazy sort of leg. He tries to not do it, but great penalty.
Yeah.
They've got to give him more protection though, Tim Lowe at right back. Cogden, he's having so much time to turn and receive the ball and go. needs protection, and in 4-4-2, you've got to get your winger back to help you.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Cogden again dancing in off the left, and Higton, who's been terrific in goal, really, apart from perhaps the penalty, Adam.
I agree with Chris. He's picking up some brilliant positions out wide, and as a fullback, it's a nightmare. You know, you feel for Tim Lowe. You probably want a little bit more help from Davis as your winger to come back and just double up for 5-10 minutes, but he's always been left isolated on his own, but take nothing away from the save. That is a real top quality save from Higton.
And actually, it's Cogden who goes for the follow-up.
Yeah, anticipated his sharp, isn't he? But Higton,
right.
just made the save. He's been excellent. He's been really positive.
Now, it's very reminiscent of last year, your Morpeth team, one behind, and whilst you're only one behind and you're making the odd chance, there's hope, Nick.
Yeah, I think what Cleethorpes got to do is forget about the first half and concentrate on their own game. I think they've...
But they'll take comfort from the fact they've worked the keeper once or twice or got into dangerous situations.
Yeah, I think they've been... Their wide players usually had a lot of the time going forward, and they've had to be defending a lot this first half, but now they've got to go, look, we're still in the game, we've got over our nerves. Can we go and play our own game now? And that's what they've got to do, and take it to South Shields.
That, on another day, just sort of
Yeah, it's good bit of play. Liam Davis just threads him in. They've just got to relax a bit more in possession, just take that extra touch. Certainly in midfield, it's too rushed a little bit, and that's what the manager will be saying in there.
Yeah, well, indeed, Marcus Newell, as we stand here just outside the dressing room, is, I'm sure, saying exactly that. Now that the nerves hopefully have gone, and you're in this game, albeit behind in it, go and show what you can do. Of course, from Graham Fenton and Lee Picton's point of view, one up, why don't we get a second and a third and make sure we win this FA Vase? The second half comes next. Non-league finals day here at Wembley. Later, York and Macclesfield. Right now, South Shields in front against Cleethorpes. They've been dominant, in fairness, South Shields in that first half. Chances have come at both ends. More, though, you'd say, to South Shields. And when Cogden invited that challenge from Tim Lowe, over he went, and Finnegan coolly converted the penalty for the half-time lead. Fernando Alonso continues preparations for his IndyCar debut on day 2 of qualifying for the Indianapolis 500. That's tonight at 9 on BT Sport ESPN HD, with the race itself to come next Sunday. OK, I think teams have re-emerged here into the Wembley sunshine. Is there a way back for Cleethorpes? We'll find out in the company of Kevin Davis alongside Derek Ray.
Thanks again, Matt. Well, the northeast, an area that knows this final pretty well. 9th successive year with the northeast side in the FA Vase final. Is it going to be South Shields coming out on top? They lead by a goal to nil. Carl Finnegan. Shades of Alan Shearer with the goal celebration. He was his great hero growing up in the Newcastle area. Cleethorpes chasing this game, attacking the goal to our right in the second half. Forward immediately by Tim Lowe, who gave away the penalty. Kevin, what do you think the half-time team talks will have centred around?
Yeah, I think he'll just, as I say, it took him 25-30 minutes to go into the game, and they had a spell of, 5 to 10 minutes prior to South Shields scoring that they were in the game. So a bit disappointed by the way they started. Probably half expected it with the occasion and the quality of South Shields, but they were in the game, and then now they find themselves a goal behind. So I think he'll just want them to go out and have a go.
A mistake there. The shot came in from Mark Cooper. Dylan Morse was found wanting.
Yeah, he had that half chance in the first half, and this time he gets his shot away early. Morse with a deflection takes the sting out of the ball. I think those two strikers up there, though, Robertson and Cooper, they need to play a little bit closer together. Just try and mix the game up, maybe one dropping in, one in behind.
Arca. Beautiful pass. Foley for South Shields. Now Phillips. Trying to go around the outside, a hanging ball on the foul by Finnegan. Cleethorpes get on with it. Come a long way in a short space of time as a football club. Cleethorpes Town. Brody Robertson. Still they can't crack the Morse code. Played by Dylan Morse.
Well, that's much better from Cleethorpes. Took the free kick early and trying to catch South Shields on the break. They're just struggling to try and get enough players forward to really support the front two. Just need a little bit more energy, and that's maybe where Marcus Neal, he may look to change it in the next 10-15 minutes, put some fresh legs on. He worked really hard in that first half, particularly in the wide areas against the ball.
Marcus Newell's side still in this final. Man who arrived at the club in 2013. I mentioned they were founded in 1998 as a Lincolnshire soccer school. And the run made by Foley really can cause havoc. Lowe doing his best to stay with David Foley.
Yeah, he's always on the front foot, always anticipating that Finnegan's going to win the ball. Foley, Cogden, quite similar really. He's playing on that back foot, trying to look to get him behind, using their pace, their energy, causing problems for Cleethorpes.
Alex Nicholson will take this. Wasn't a bad corner either. And finally through for the goal kick. Once again, Morse sent forward at the set piece.
Again, another wicked ball in from Alex Nicholson. Morse found himself free round the back post there, just couldn't quite get shot down on target.
Lee Picton, Graham Fenton, the management team, co-managers where South Shields are concerned. They certainly think it works, and you can't argue with the results from this past season, can you?
Oh, it's been a staggering season for them. They really conquered all that have come before them, and still looking to get the quadruple here today.
Foley, diminutive attacker, veering into that shooting position, and onto the woodwork again by Hickton. That's twice he's done that in this FA Vase final. Now Finnegan. South Shields intent upon scoring that second goal that might have the effect of getting off Cleethorpes for good. Phillips. Plenty of bodies back for the Owls. Nicholson cutting in. Wanted to hit it with ferocity. Luff. Do like to pass it around. The passing has been nice and zippy. South Shields. Phillips. He seems to panic when in possession of the ball.
No, he's a good player, Wayne Phillips. Again, had a really good season, having a good game here today. I'd say very comfortable on the ball, sees the pass, can play the long passes, short passes, but this is a great little bit of skill from David Foley. Puts it on his right foot here, gets his shot away. Once again, there was that man Hickton with another save. Keep his team in this tie.
Can they find a gap in the South Shields defence? Cleethorpes, not that time. They had Brodie Robertson in the advanced position. Luff for Cogden. He's been the real danger man. And Luff was all the way forward, Darren Luff. Cogden. He has a go at the defence, beaten down by Hickton, who's been excellent.
Well, the South Shield fans now are really encouraging their team. Cleethorpes really clinging on now. They look tired already in the second half, and what a burst that was from Loff, and he's trying to pick out Finnegan there, I think, but they're really turning the screw now, South Shields.
Certainly no let up from the Mariners, as South Shields are known. Designs on a quadruple. Liam Hickton. Get plenty of loft. Robertson. That's all he could do, though. Connell rolling it out to Shaw. Darren Luff. Ashington. In January, after a few years playing his football in Iceland. Brodie Robertson. Cooper and Robertson in space. Just hesitated a moment too long, and that enabled Alex Nicholson to solve the problem.
Well, it's the best bit of football we've seen from Cleethorpes. Good link-up play from the strikers there. Cooper back to Robertson, but what a tackle from Alex Nicholson there. The ball just wouldn't come down for him, would it? Just allowed Nicholson to get back in and make the tackle.
The door remains ajar for Cleethorpes. Peter Wynn, being entrusted with the corner, as he usually is. The goal that certain, did they? South Shields behind for another one by Morse.
You see, he's just waiting for it to drop, and it's just such a well-timed tackle from Alex Nicholson. Keeps it at 1-0.
Fleck's gone over to the left-hand side to take it. Goal kick it'll be. Well, you have to be opportunistic in a Wembley final. Brodie Robertson had the chance. It's a moment he would love to have back, Kevin.
Yeah, I just think it was just delayed it a little bit, waiting for the ball to bounce a couple of times, and just allowed that time for Alex to get back in. But he's had a couple of chances, had a fairly quiet game, but that may just give Cleethorpes a little bit of hope, give them a little bit of a lift, raise the game a little bit, give them the belief that they can get back into this game.
Arca always seems to have so much time. Shaw across the defence. Morse. Higton all the way up towards Cooper. Phillips, 3 in the starting 11 for South Shields, who won the FA Vase with Spennymoor Town back in 2013. Gavin Compton scoring the opening goal in that FA Vase final. Morse and Finnegan showing for it. Compton is able to receive it. A bit of tumbling there. Compton and Lowe. There's going to be a substitution here for South Shields. And the man going off. Check the numbers there. Will be Andrew Stevenson. Warm applause for him. The replacement will be Robert Briggs. He was very disappointed not to start this FA Vase final. Robert Briggs, who is a British Telecom open reach engineer.
Yeah, I spoke to Graham Fenton before the game, said he had to break the news to him. 54 appearances so far this season. Big call to make, but he just said he had such a strength of squad. Players had really shone in the final few weeks of the season, earned their place in his starting lineup, but he would have a role to play in this game. So as the remainder of this game to try and see South Shields over the line.
Briggs with a pass. Now, was there a foul there? It looked like it. Just on the edge of the area, but the flag was up. So a moot point. Might have saved Cleethorpes Town. Was correctly ruled offside. Matthew Jones, the assistant referee. One more look at this, Kevin.
Yeah, again, lovely ball from Finnegan into midfield there. Well, it's a close call, isn't it?
Cooper. Through it goes to Connell. FA Vase winner with Dunstan in 2012. They beat West Auckland Town. 12 minutes into the second half. Still just the one goal for South Shields. Shaw. And back with Connell. South Shields scored the most league goals in a season in their history. 127. To the 8th tier of the pyramid, like Cleethorpes Town. Now then, you can't be separated, those two, Lowe and Cogden. It was just flaring. Down in England with a bit of sorting out to do. Cogden called over. Just looked a bit silly, didn't it?
Yeah, you see Cogden wins the header, the follow through from Tim Lowe there, and they get themselves in a bit of a huddle. Another moment, didn't they, a couple of minutes ago, just a little carry on from that. The referee just have a little talk to him, calm them down.
And the fans ratcheting up the atmosphere again. It's a privilege to be here on League Finals Day. Means so much to the supporters of the respective clubs. So after that confrontation, Lowe and Cogden, they started by means of the drop ball, and on they go. Graham Fenton, twice a League Cup winner. This with Leicester in 2000. Heard earlier about his 1994 exploits. And here's Cogden. To get around Lowe. Great play by Cogden. Foley dishing it off, and Davis able to scramble it back to Higdon.
See Nicholson here bursting forward. Lovely turn from Foley. I think he's just going to get a shot away, but he tries to pick out Nicholson there. Very unselfish. They play some nice football, South Shields.
Robertson, and he'll have to settle for the throw. It's going to be another personnel change here. This time for Cleethorpes, Andy Taylor will take the place of Mark Cooper. So one striker for another. Mark Cooper, target forward, all-time leading scorer for Cleethorpes. Andy Taylor hasn't fared badly this season. 25 goals in 31 games, including a couple of hat-tricks. Former Grimsby Town trainee. Has more pace than Cooper, who's in there for his height.
Yeah, positive change from Marcus Newell. He's really struggled to get into the game as Mark Cooper, well marshalled by that back four. I think Marcus Newell will be fairly pleased with what he's seen so far in this second half.
Luff. Shaw. Belts it forward. It was read by Wynne. The play of the head of Peter Wynne. 7th successive start for him in the FA Vase. A big goal in the FA Cup 2011 for Stevenage against Newcastle. The big upsets that year, January 2011. The judge for the bounce of the ball was Davis. Just can't really get a foothold. Cleethorpes flat there. He's exchanging pleasantries with Phillips. Quick decision goes the way of Peter Wynn anyway. Chance to get the heavy artillery forward. Here's Matt Bloomer. Coleman. Bloomer trots back now, but they get into an attacking position anyway. Cleethorpes, well they do. And a corner is the outcome, the shot by Oglesby.
That's good play from Oglesby. Nice to see him drifting in from that left-hand side. Putting across the box, got his shot away. Well blocked in the end, but Cleethorpes attacking their home fans now. Urging them on.
Well, they still believe. Cleethorpes supporters. Peter Wynn. The left foot. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it. Liam Connell. Difficult to handle, apparently. Now Davis fighting away at South Shields. That will be a goal kick. Really a wobbly moment for Liam Connell.
It was a wicked ball in, wasn't it? I think he was just a bit conscious about falling back towards his own goal line and can't hold on to that one. Not had much to do in this game so far. Good save in the first half. Just 1 or 2 signs from Cleethorpes coming back into this game now.
Let us remind you about what's coming up at 2:45, our Vanarama National League season review on BT Sport 1. Oglesby. Cleethorpes Town emboldened by that last little swirl of pressure. Oglesby in there. Strong header down by Morse. Finnegan, and he's pulled up. It doesn't look good, does it, with Carl Finnegan?
It might be a bit of cramp, might be a little bit early for that, 65 minutes, but see him there, just hobbling a little bit. Hopefully it's just a little bit of cramp. Obviously, a big pitch here, we see Cogden again, penalty. The difference between the two sides at the moment can't be taken from Carl Finnegan.
Carl Finnegan still preparing to come on by the look of things. 25-year-old Tynesider. Ended his youth career and spent the early part of his senior career with Newcastle United. Now, it was quickly done, and here's Cogden. Didn't quite work its way through to Finnegan. It was okay, apparently. Cleethorpes are going to make a change any second now. What to do defensively for South Shields. Morse. That was made by Davis for Cleethorpes on that left-hand side. Indications are that Luke Maskell will be coming on for Cleethorpes. Back to it. Swarming forward again every so often. You just wonder.
Yeah, it's a good flow to the game, isn't it? Obviously, A lot of effort put in by both teams on this big pitch, and one or two gaps beginning to appear already. Teams looking to be a little bit stretched, and Cleethorpes still very much in this game.
Peter Wynn. And he's back at his defensive position. Misdirected by Shaw. Errors creeping in from both sides.
As I say, both teams played a lot of games this season. Cleethorpes' 56th game of the season. 2 or 3 weeks where they've not really played much, a couple of cup finals.
All sorts of planning going on in the respective technical areas. It's going to be Maskell for Wynn. I think it now will be Maskell for Coleman. That's what we're hearing anyway. South Shields will introduce Michael Richardson. I think that will be the end of the story for Carl Finnegan after picking up the injury just a few minutes ago. All to be confirmed shortly. Here's Finnegan. Hold back, robbing Flint of the ball. Cogden pushing it through. The idea was to feed Foley, and then Cogden overzealous, and because of that he's been cautioned.
He was a bit overzealous there, wasn't he? Just tried to find that pass to Foley. He's a little bit late. He's more intent, doesn't catch him. Tim Lowe there. It's been a running battle, that one, particularly this second half.
So now the Cleethorpes Town change. Luke Maskell will be the man to replace Matty Coleman. So off goes the central defender. Luke Maskell, Mr. Cleethorpes Town they call him. He's been with the club for more than 6 years. Always provides grit and determination. 6 goals in his first 9 matches this season, only 1 in his last 12 though. Carl Finnegan, scorer of the only goal so far in this FA Vase final. It's a standing ovation from the South Shields supporters. Well, he has been full of life throughout the game. Thanked for his efforts by Graham Fenton. On comes the substitute Michael Richardson. Obviously with Blythe Spartans. It's bounced around the northeast football scene. And then come on, determined to make an impact, Richardson. Quick thinking by Hickton. Skews that one, Hickton. Perfect in the end for Cogden. Foley! Excellent block. Peter Wynn. Doughty defending.
Oh, it's another great block. I'd say Cleethorpes have defended really well. Put the blocks in when they've had to.
It is Richardson who takes aim. Straight at Hickton.
See Maskell's come out and playing right back, and Tim Lowe's moved into centre half. I'm sure Tim Lowe will be pleased. He's had a bit of a torrid time against Cogden.
Now Arca. Wynn got the important nick on the ball. Foley. They didn't have enough purchase on it. Difficult for the goalkeeper anyway. Robert Briggs with a shot.
Yeah, look at this. Brilliant touch from Foley. Gets 1v1. Gets it to Briggs, and another chance there.
Just haven't been able to put Cleethorpes Town away. And who knows what's going to happen at the other end. Still in this, the Owls.
He's had a good game, hasn't he, John Shaw? Centre forward converted.
York City against Macclesfield, 3:15 for our coverage on BT Sport 1, 4K UHD, for the Build Base FA Trophy final. Second part of the double bill on non-league finals day. Compton offside. Here's another substitution. This one for Cleethorpes. Jack Richardson for Liam Davis. Talented young midfield player, Richardson. Scored the goal of the season for Cleethorpes. A thumping 40-yard volley. And a 2-1 win against Emley in the FA Vase back in November. Oglesby is the latest player down. Well, Liam Higton, no doubt about it, has kept Cleethorpes in this.
Well, he has. He's not the tallest of goalkeepers, but it's a good firm hand there. Tips it onto the crossbar, keeps it at 1-0. Had a good game.
On by Lowe. There's Maskell forward. Dickens, Maskell. Phillips. And then loses it. Maskell. Approaching the final 15 minutes here at Wembley. Richardson. Now, Richardson trying to build ahead of steam. Maskell. Cleethorpes give it an attacking push near the end. Robertson, he'll accept the corner. A lot of cramping up there now. A long day on this big wide Wembley pitch.
Yeah, so he's had a couple of chances. Still 15 minutes remaining in this game. I think Cleethorpes will create 2 or 3 more chances and try and force this one into extra time.
Will be Peter Wynn. Ahead of Flett. John Shaw for company. Slows distribution. Win goes down now. And Marcus Newell's side trailing. It's 1-0 to South Shields, whose co-manager, Graham Fenton, is with Natalie Quirk.
Graham, I'm sure you'd like another goal. Do you feel happy with the control you've got in the game?
Not particularly second half. I think the heat's starting to affect a few tired legs out there. I think we just need to maintain possession a little bit better. Obviously, we've had a few chances on the counter-attack, and we're just hoping that one of those goes in to give us a little bit of security.
A couple of changes. What is he thinking now with, 15 minutes to go?
Well, Carl had a little slight issue, and we just want to get Robbie on the pitch because he's got real quality, and so hoping he can affect the game.
Thank you.
That's the Robbie he's referring to, Robert Briggs. Managerial duo, Graham Fenton and Lee Picton. Foley. The idea was to play it to Briggs. Not the pass that was needed, though. Oglesby. Onto a stacked against him. And running room now for South Shields. Arca.
You see some players really struggling out there. It's Peter Wynn, he's almost playing up front. He's struggling to get back into his left back position with that cramp now and really suffering.
And Darren Luff. Low backing off, too much on the pass. He was looking for Cogden. And we're continuing to watch Peter Wynn. Kevin. They get on with it here, South Shields. Briggs and Richardson and Gavin Cogden, but for the umpteenth time, Liam Hickton to the rescue.
He's having a real battle, Cogden and Hickton.
Luff. And they find the second goal, South Shields. That might be the killer blow. Just a free kick in a position of danger.
Yeah, you see the wide open there. Good first touch, comes inside, and another smart save down low from Liam Hickton. I think Liam Dickens has gone into left back now, and Peter Wynn really struggling, just keeping him in the middle of the pitch. He's struggling to really move at the moment, Peter Wynn. Obviously made all their substitutions as well, Cleethorpes.
Robert Briggs with Julio Arca. Hickton has been inspirational. His 45th appearance of the season. Certainly won't forget this Wembley day in a hurry. It's going to be left to Briggs. And over the line it goes! Second goal for South Shields. And that might very well be that. Dylan Morse had joined the throng of attackers. And for once, Hickton powerless. 2-0 to South Shields, and it might be the end of the story.
Yeah, it's all about the quality of the ball from Robert Briggs. Dylan Morse, 2 unmarked round the back. Wonderful ball in. Hickton does his best to try and keep it out. On this occasion he can't, and 2-0.
Seventh goal of the season for Dylan Morse. And it's asking an awful lot of Cleethorpes Town now. Well, sheer joy for South Shields, the favourites going into this FA Vase final. Graham Fenton earlier, a bit disappointed with the second half performance.
Yeah, it was just starting to look a little bit ragged, weren't they, Cleethorpes, having to make the changes, people struggling with cramp, and just affected their organisation from a set piece, and it was a great ball in and they were punished.
And Marcus Newell's side have battled away. Threatened at times. They were the underdogs going in.
I don't think you can have any complaints about the amount of energy and effort that these players have put into this game against a very good South Shields team, coming into this as big underdogs. They've made a go of it in this second half. They've competed. Just a little bit of quality has been a difference really between the two teams.
Well, now they're in no hurry at all, South Shields. Chance for their fans to exhale. You should never quite know in a final, do you? You can be the superior side. No guarantees.
Yeah, we saw that last year, didn't we, with Morpeth, and at the moment it looks like it's going to be heading to the northeast once again. The FA Vase.
Change for South Shields. Barry Smith, club legend, replacing Wayne Phillips.
Been outstanding, Phillips. Wonderful game, controlled areas of the centre of the pitch, and good moment for him coming on now.
Barry Smith, who helps out on the coaching front at the club. Will be a South Shields throw. Ball having come off Tim Lowe last of all. Chance for these South Shields players almost to drink it in a bit more. Nothing is in the bag yet, but they can breathe a good deal more easily with this 2-goal cushion. Ajax against Manchester United coming your way Wednesday 6:30, the UEFA Europa League final, exclusively live on BT Sport 2. And on Saturday next weekend, Arsenal and Chelsea will vie for the Emirates FA Cup. 4:30 on the air, BT Sport 2. Here's John Shaw. Well, that second goal, that Morse goal, has changed the atmosphere altogether. Cleethorpes with that deflated look about them. No shortage of energy and endeavour. And to the credit, they kept themselves in this final. And Liam Higton to thank for that. 2-0 to South Shields. Kevin, how about man of the match, or BT Sport man of the match today?
Well, there have been some real contenders. I think you look at Liam Higton in the away goal, played very well, but it's that man in picture for me, Wayne Phillips. I think he's controlled the game. He's been a real influence on the game, both defensively and offensively, and looks very assured at this level. Any of the front three players could have got it as well. Cogden's been very busy. Finnegan been very effective in that role as well, but for me it's Wayne Phillips.
Yeah, good call, I think, Kevin. Perhaps they want more here, South Shields. Why not? Low. Nearly the air taken out of a balloon. By scoring of that second goal, Dylan Morse. Grew up in a Sunderland supporting family. Now, acres of space for Foley, and he's got to score! Icing on the cake. David Foley. No doubt about it now. South Shields will win the 2017 FA Vase.
It's wonderful football once again. You see on the far side, I think it's Liam Dickens just trying to step out, plays Foley on, and I just wondered whether he's going to square it to Cogden. Was any one thought in his mind? It's a really smart pass there as well. It's a calm finish at the end of it. It's a great ball there. Michael Richardson plays the ball through. It's a really good finish. Wraps up this tie. Great moment for David Foley.
South Shields born, a well-travelled footballer. He's played for the Puerto Rico Islanders, for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers in the United States. But home is best. South Shields are running away with this now. No way back for Cleethorpes.
Yeah, they've just looked too powerful this second half. The fitness levels, the energy, the sharpness. It's been a real thorough, complete team performance from them.
He looks suitably relaxed now, doesn't he, Graham Fenton? Just a hint of a smile. Job done.
Yeah, well, he brings great experience along with his co-manager Lee Picton. Obviously, lots of experience in this trophy. And the winner himself, 4 or 5 players already won this trophy before, so they bring that experience and know-how. Again, they've just had too much. It's been a valiant effort from Cleethorpes this second half, but they just run out of steam, run out of legs.
Compton. South Shields not finished here. By Bloomer. They have been put to the test defensively, Cleethorpes. What a great experience to come to Wembley to get this far. And they'll be trying again next term. Two sides who've been used to winning throughout the campaign. We didn't quite know how this was going to play out, but South Shields were the favourites, and they have, in truth, lived up to their billing.
Yeah, we see the Cleethorpes fans there not looking too pleased, but they'll be very proud of this team, what they've done this season.
Olof and Foley! Oh, it's another one, and it's a cracker too! David Foley at the double. South Shields really finishing with a flourish. Brilliant goal.
Wonderful scenes. This team of players, the quadruple, what season they've had. Played some really good football. And this time it is a really good finish. Hickson no chance on this occasion. Nice little ball from Lough and a good finish at the end of it from Foley. Just wondering where I can change my man of the match now. He's had a good game, hasn't he?
Well, he certainly has. David Foley. 4 goals in a game 3 times this season. It's a bit cruel on Cleethorpes, but they have been outgunned. Right on 90 minutes now. Low.
Well, it's a disappointing end for them, as I was saying, but they've had a great season. Look forward to playing in the Evo Stick next season. Done the treble. They'll be disappointed with the result, but as I said, they'll come up against a really, really good team in South Shields.
Only just the 2 added minutes. Cleethorpes trying to use Jack Richardson, one of the substitutes. Has doubtless enjoyed the Wembley day. Has to go about his business with a minimum of fuss, and as you can see, he's pretty popular amongst the South Shields supporters. Rightly so.
Yeah, I think it's just great to see him playing. Obviously had a great career. Had to retire through injury, but to be back playing here at Wembley, as I said, a good career, but it's a dream for him to play here and win. Be lifting the trophy very soon.
Well, there is something about the Northeast and the FA vase. South Shields haven't been able to get their hands on the vase in the past. All that changes today under the Wembley arch on this beautiful May afternoon. All eyes on referee Darren England. There it is! In 2017, the FA vase the property of South Shields. Julio Arca at the very heart of the story. Winning at a canter in the end. Although Cleethorpes were very much in it for the lion's share of this final. Marcus Newell's team have to accept defeat though. Cody Robertson with a couple of looks at goal. David Foley with a brace here at Wembley. He'll never forget this day. Carl Finnegan got things started with that penalty goal. Dylan Morse, the defender, also finding the back of the net. And so it is finished. Cleethorpes Town 0, South Shields 4. Kevin, your reflections?
Yeah, it was a really enjoyable occasion. It's nice to see the Cleethorpes fans up on their feet applauding their team. They gave it their all. They just run out of steam the last 15-20 minutes, and people running around with cramp, and they gave it their all. They just came up against a team that were far too superior today. But two teams had fantastic seasons. Going forward, these fans can reflect on what's been an outstanding season for both clubs.
Let's get some post-final reaction. Natalie Quirk is down there on the pitch.
Wayne, congratulations. This is, what, a special end to a very special season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable season. All the lads who had targets at the beginning of the season. We wanted to win everything, barring the FA Cup, obviously, and it's just been good to get it done today. It's been amazing.
It's quite rare to play in a cup final at Wembley, but to do it twice and win this trophy twice, you must be a very proud man.
Yeah, there's a lot of Northern League teams who have done it before, so 2-2, I'm happy with that. I've got to be happy.
How does it compare? Both as special as each other?
Just as special today, but this season's been unbelievable. It's been the best season I've been involved in. All the lads, we went in every game, everyone's counted on each other. It's just been great, amazing, absolutely amazing.
I was going to say, because it's been incredible, the points that you've collected, the goals that you've scored. It's just been an unbelievable season, hasn't it?
Like I said, we had targets at the beginning of the season. We've managed to get our targets, so all in all, it's job done. But yes, amazing season.
Well, congratulations, you're our BT Sport Man of the Match. I'm going to bring Julio in as well. Many congratulations. How does that feel?
Oh, I feel incredible. I mean, we have a really good season this season, but this was the last push, and I saw we did absolutely fantastic. I mean, the amount of people here is incredible. We're more than happy, of course.
Your first time at Wembley, is it what you dreamt it would be?
And probably more. I mean, one of the best stadiums in the world, and to be here, to play here, and to win here is a dream come true.
Well, how does it rank? I mean, playing in the Premier League, you know, playing here at Wembley, lifting the trophy, how does it rank in everything that you've done?
Well, I mean, it's hard to compare. I mean, this is a one-off experience. Not many players are lucky enough to play in this stadium. So I feel myself lucky to be here, and obviously I'm going to enjoy this more than ever. This
club has seemed to go from strength to strength, second promotion in a run. You just said you're enjoying it, you look to be enjoying it.
Everyone is.
You wanting to stay?
Yeah, everyone is. I'm going to carry on playing, hopefully till my legs allow me. But as I say, this is something fantastic. It's another step forward for this club, so hopefully we keep progressing.
We're going to bring another one of your teammates in, two-time scorer today and what? Leading goal scorer, but you'll never forget those two goals.
No, they're probably the most two important goals I've scored in my career. Absolutely delighted for everybody involved.
Career highlight for you today?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not going to beat that, I don't think.
What would you say about today's game? What was key today? There looked to be a lot of tired legs out there today.
Yeah, I think it was whichever team was going to deal with the occasion the best. Obviously both teams probably started a little bit nervy, but I think we've thoroughly deserved the win.
And how are you going to celebrate?
Can't tell you that, I'm telling you.
Go and enjoy the celebrations.
Cheers for the moment to Natalie. She'll continue, I'm sure, to hoover up reaction. We'll hear from the managers, the joint managers, Lee Picton and Graham Fenton in due course. But of course, they're rightly lapping up the adulation of the, I think, 14,000 or so South Shields fans. Fantastic turnout for them, and they gave them plenty to celebrate here at Wembley in the sunshine this afternoon. 4-0 in the end, very dominant performance. Whilst it was 1-0, I suppose Cleethorpes certainly entertained hopes of an unlikely comeback in the manner that your team, Nick Gray, managed Morpeth last year against Hereford, but South Shields deserved that win, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the 90 minutes were thoroughly the better team.
Yeah, no, they were. They weren't. Cleethorpes looked like they were literally out on their feet, your hometown team.
I know. Sad times. But it was probably a bridge too far for them. They held out for a long time, didn't they? And there's only so long you can defend for. And in the end, someone turns off. 4-0, I think, is a harsh scoreline. But you have to say, this is about the winners today. And great credit to the winners because they were excellent. And, you know, what a place to do it. Like Julio Arca said, so much experience, but he's still loving it.
Let's go back to Natch. He's got more reaction.
Rob, an engineer by day, and a midfielder by night, and this is what dreams are made of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling. I've been here before and lost, and I didn't think it was going to be this good if we win. The fans are absolutely incredible. As you can see behind you, so many have come out and supported us. It's absolutely incredible.
It's been a long season as well, so this is surely the cherry on the cake, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been madness. I think it's 55 games around that I played this season, but 4 trophies in one season is absolutely outstanding at any level.
Come off the bench, how disappointed were you coming here today, obviously, and realising you weren't starting?
Yeah, it wasn't the nicest feeling, but as I say, it's a team sport. We've done it for all season. Every single one of us has not been the side, so you just had to keep your head up, and then I come on and set up a goal. So incredible.
Set up a goal and lift the trophy, that makes up for it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait to lift that trophy. It's been a long time coming there.
And as you mentioned, the support, well, what an incredible lot of fans that you've got here. I'm sure there's going to be a big party in South Shields tonight. Just tell us what it means to the area.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible, as you see. When I first started playing for the club at around 19, I think we were getting 100-200 people, and Jeff's brought into the company, and it's absolutely incredible. I think it's 13,000, something like that. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable.
Go and enjoy the celebrations.
Yeah, thank you.
A BT Openreach engineer who wins the FA Vase at Wembley in front of the BT cameras. You couldn't make it up. Amazing story for all involved, obviously, with South Shields. Adam Virgo, it's the feeling every footballer wants.
And to be honest, man, there's some great footballers that never had this feeling. And you always have to remember that it's a fantastic day. You work by trade, and then you get this opportunity, and you've got to lap it up. And some of these South Shield players have had the opportunity once or twice, but I think they thoroughly deserve today. I was really impressed with their fitness levels. I was really impressed with their finishing. I feel sorry for Hickton in goal for Cleethorpes, so I thought he was absolutely excellent with the saves that he made, but no qualms about the result, Matt.
No, indeed. The very fact that Julio Arca said it was even better than he imagined.
I know, but that's what this place does to you.
He wasn't going to get crap today, was he?
No, he wasn't. No, and credit to him for being so fit, but that's what this place does to you. I mean, we feel honoured to be here ourselves, don't we? It's fantastic, and why not for him to enjoy it? But what a credit to him as a pro, and those lads looking up to him. You know, one of the best moments of his life, and he's played at the very top.
Yeah, that little bit of quality in the middle of the park, it makes all the difference. There he is with his family, so you can tell exactly what it means to him to finally get a chance to play at Wembley, for all that he did at Middlesbrough and Sunderland, for all the glittering career at the top flight. This is still a very special day. Is this taking you back a year, Nick?
Yeah, it brings back good memories. You know, it's fantastic for the town. You know, it was for us last year. It is for South Shields. The people behind the scenes. 3 years ago, they were ground sharing. You know, so there's a lot of people behind the scenes. I thank John King, ex-manager. He got a lot of thanks for bringing the squad together, and they've had a fantastic team and squad this year and fantastic staff.
Yeah, you do get these stories in non-league football where a club seems to be on its knees and it turns a corner. You find the right person that puts perhaps a bit of money in, a bit of belief. You find the right coach or joint managers in this case, and suddenly South Shields, a bit like others, are really on a journey to, well, who knows where.
They've had a brilliant season, won 4 trophies, over 160 goals what they scored. You know, you'll never forget this weekend. You know, I'm sure they'll thoroughly enjoy not just the day, but you know, the weekend, weeks ahead, and good luck in the future.
Obviously, Cleethorpes players and staff, they didn't want to make this walk, Chris, but
no, but they achieved a dream of playing here. And yes, it's not a very nice place to lose, but they have to be so proud of themselves. From where the club began, you know, Tommy Watson forming it, it's a proud day for him and for Cleethorpes and the players. You know, we say it and it's true. You have to learn from it.
Yeah.
And it's got to drive you on to get the success. Because I know standing here as a coach, you want to be walking up those steps because that's why you do it.
Yeah. They were outplayed, so it seems hard and harsh to criticise, but did they perhaps in some ways not do themselves complete justice, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the thing we spoke about before the game, and Nick would tell you the first 25 minutes of this occasion is vitally important, and you speak to certain people about Cleethorpes, the way they like to play on the front foot, we didn't really see Robertson in the game. Cooper was pretty poor today. Davis, we just, the players that you need to step up on the biggest stage for them just didn't quite do that, and I thought they dropped off a little bit too deep and allowed Phillips and Arca to get on the ball, and you can't allow those two players to spread play so easily.
Sometimes you have to say as well, Matt, don't you, that you are playing against better players.
Yes.
You know, that the finances are bigger, it attracts a better player. There's nothing you can do about that. No. There's only so long you can fight and defend.
Yeah, no, that's true. And actually, in some ways, what Marcus Newell, the manager just going through, said pre-match to us about we're so used to playing winning football, a worry or I wonder how we'll cope with that being on the back foot today. And in effect, it asked a question that they haven't really had to answer this season.
Well, they didn't play their own game today, did they? They had to think more about the opposition, and usually to win games, you've got to think about yourself. Yes, you've got to concentrate the opposition, but you've got to play your own game and win your own game, and they didn't do that today. Against a very good South Shields side, you've got to take hands off to them, you know. And,
yeah, I guess when the dust settles, for all that they might think on another day, X, Y and Z, South Shields just had better players, just played better football.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting promoted this year, and next year I think they'll go up again.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
If only those floodlights had stayed on, Nick? Hey, who knows?
That's why it's a 12 kick-off.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up again. Obviously, we've seen, and quite rightly, the Cleethorpes players and staff get their moment, not the one they dreamt of, but hopefully in time it'll be something they'll look back on with some pride.
Of course they will. They have to, and it's a magnificent achievement for such a small club.
Yeah.
It is a learning experience, Matt. I can tell you walking down them stairs.
Yeah.
And now we have the other lads walking the other way.
Yeah.
But that's what it's like. That's football. That's why we love the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. For every loser, there is a winner. In this case, of the FA Vase, the Bills-based FA Vase. It is South Shields. They are on the way up. So, without further ado, let me hand you back to Derek Gray.
Yes, thank you, Matt. One of the great walks in football to be enjoyed, to be savoured now by South Shields. Their moment in the Wembley sunshine. Worthy winners this afternoon. Of course, they won't be eligible to take part in the FA Vase next season, but that's one of the benefits of promotion. Just to say how far they can go as a football club. Tremendous vocal support for South Shields today. I reckon around 13,000 here from the northeast. The joint managers, Lee Picton and Graham Fenton. What a fine job they have done together, Kevin.
Yeah, it's just a remarkable season, isn't it, to do the quadruple and the way that they played today. You can see why they've been so successful. It's a real complete performance, as the boys said there. Fitness levels, the way that the game plan, they did that. It was just a complete day for them, and just a fitting way for them to finish the season. Obviously looking forward to promotion next year. That will bring its own challenges, dealing with the travelling and trying to get the balance between playing semi-pro and work. We've got two good managers there, lots of experience. These players thoroughly deserve the medals they're about to receive.
Now down the line they go. And they'll never forget these scenes. Julio Arca, at the age of 36, will be the last to make his way towards the dignitaries, receive his medal and then accept the FA Vase on behalf of his teammates. They all played their part in this story. Quite the South Shields tapestry. Julio Arca, who was playing Sunday League football in Sunderland. Somebody had the bright idea of asking him if he might want to return to playing at a slightly higher level. Luckily that question was answered in the affirmative. This is the moment every footballer dreams of, a trophy at Wembley. And it belongs to South Shields. They want to do it as a team. This is what they are all about. The Bill Base FA Vase goes Nobody can deny that they were the better side on the day. Julio Arca with the lift. Terrific moment.
Yeah, you can see what it means to the players, everyone involved with the club. It's just been an amazing season for everyone involved, and the fans, everyone involved with the club. It's a special moment for them. .197 goals they've scored this season in all competitions, and they're a real force at this level. It'll be interesting to see how they do next year, and listen to Nick. I think they've got a chance of promotion once again if they can keep all of these players and everyone in the club.
Gavin Compton, he was a handful for Cleethorpes, as was Wayne Phillips, our BT Sport man of the match. And the celebrations will no doubt run long into the night. South Shields were the favourites, living up to that tag in the event. A 4-0 thumping of Cleethorpes Town, although 3 of the goals came near the end. There was that element of doubt. But no question, South Shields deserve this. FA Vase winners in 2017.
Well, it's one thing being the best team at your level in even all 4 of the competitions you've entered. It's another to win all 4 of those trophies in one season. Deserved congratulations to South Shields. Fantastic achievement. They will no doubt go again after they've enjoyed the moment. Lee Picton and Graham Fenton having their moment in the sunshine. And as always, nice to see the losing team, in this case Cleethorpes, staying respectfully on to acknowledge their supporters and in turn acknowledge the deserved winners here today, South Shields. When we've hoovered up all the reaction and talked to the boys alongside me, we'll have a Panorama National League season review in full. That's of course here on 1. BT Sport Score is up next on 2 in high definition, of course, and in ultra high definition. And then from 3:15 we'll start our build-up to the Build Base FA Trophy Final. That, of course, is Macclesfield Town and York City here on 1 and in 4K. On Wednesday night, the Europa League Final, Manchester United's chance to claim a Champions League spot. They're up against Ajax. 6:30 start on 2, I should say, on Wednesday. And then all back here next Saturday for the Emirates FA Cup Final. Arsenal and Chelsea, a 4:30 start on 2 and in 4K next Saturday for that one. We're halfway through our non-league finals day here at Wembley. South Shields, winners of the 2017 FA Vase. Well done to them. Back with more from Wembley in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Wembley. South Shields, deserved winners of the FA Vase. That first half penalty coolly dispatched by Finnegan after Cogden was brought down. Terrific second half. Eventually Higton proved difficult to beat, but they got there in the end with first Dylan Morse and then 2 terrific strikes from Foley. Made sure of the win, that 4th one, the icing on the cake. And they are rightly enjoying their moment. Not least the players, but also the 2 managers, Graham Fenton and Lee Picton. That's how a plan comes together. And I'm delighted to say they are both here for a chance to reflect on a job. Well done, you two.
Yeah, I thought the lads were tremendous today. Played some real good stuff first half. And then second half, we looked a little bit tired at times. And I think that second goal just settled everybody down.
All the while, it was 1-0 for all of your dominance. Everybody's thinking,
Yeah, well, that's right. When you're 1-0 up, you never know what's going to happen. So I think that, like I say, that second goal definitely settled everybody down.
Yeah. Were you pleased with the overall way the game went? You dominated in terms of the play from start to finish, Lee.
Yeah, we did. I mean, obviously, our nerves were still on edge going into the last 10 minutes. But I was actually just as pleased with the physical side of the game as, you know, because we've really stepped up a gear when we really need to do in the last 10-15 minutes and, you know, put them to the sword in the last 10. So all the physical hard work that we've done with the lads this season has really paid off as well.
They don't run into the lawnmowers, the lads celebrating behind us. I don't know why they cut the grass between 2 finals, but there we are. That first goal because Cogden had already really run the right back. Quite a torrid afternoon, hadn't he, when the penalty came?
I thought Gavin was tremendous all day long, and it was literally one of them days where you just want to get him on the ball as much as possible. When he twists and turns like that, you know, you're always likely to maybe get a penalty. And I just thought he was great all day long, and obviously Carl stepped up and finished it really well.
Yeah, actually winning the penalty is one thing, taking it's another. He was cool as a cucumber, wasn't he?
No, he was, and you know, Carl's got that experience and he's got that level head. I just want to say one thing though. I just want to say a massive well done to all the lads that came off the bench today, especially, and you know, the boys that didn't get on the pitch, because it really has been, I know it's a cliche, but it has been a massive squad effort. There were some devastated young men, you know, last night in the hotel when we made our selections, but they've all come together and shown what a fantastic set of men that they are today.
We were obviously particularly disappointed when he left out the BT engineer, Jack Briggs, but on he came and produced a bit of quality, which he's obviously got in his locker for the important second goal.
Well, that was it, and that's what we said to Robbie last night, that you know, he's going to be a big part of what happens today, and he proved us to be right. I know he was devastated to not start the game, but when he was called upon today, he really made a difference.
No, absolutely. And as we've said, at 1-0, you're going to be a bit nervous, but when that second one in, is that the moment? Is that sweet relief?
Yeah, it was. Although I'm a bit of an eternal pessimist, so 3-0 was probably the moment where I let my emotions go finally. But no, just absolutely delighted. I mean, virtually it looks like the whole town's come to support us, and we all wanted to do it for them just as much as anybody else. And the guys that have been at the football club for a lot longer than what me and Graham have, who've laid the foundations for all of this.
And a fourth goal for a fourth trophy, that caps some season.
It's been magnificent, yeah. Obviously won all the local stuff and now got on to win a national. So yeah, great finish off David, and again I thought he was really tough to handle for their defenders as well.
He was. I think Cogden deserved a goal for his play, but Foley looks like he's just got that Predator's eye.
He has. He scored lots of goals this season, all different goals. You know, you'll get the tap-ins, you'll get the 30-yarders. He's a real goal scorer and he loves scoring goals. I thought he might have actually passed that one to Titch at the end, but not a chance.
You should know better than that. Where can this club go? It's obviously come from fairly modest situation a couple of years ago. It's had the right investment, obviously the right leadership. I'm bound to say that with you two in front of me, but you're clearly on the road to somewhere important.
Yeah, I think, you know, we've talked about the journey with the players all the way through, and that, you know, we've already got one eye on next season already. We feel like, you know, we've set the right standards this year, but football's got a real, you know, big habit of kicking you in the backside if you take your eye off the ball. So we'll be looking to raise our standards again. And you know, the owner has been absolutely out this world. He wants South Shields to go back to where they were back in the, you know, the 20s and the 30s, which is in the Football League. You know, it's a big statement, but you know, when you look at the likes of Fleetwood Town and Burton Albion and clubs like that, they prove that it can be done, and we're certainly going to give it our best shot.
It's interesting that you've chosen to accept promotion. Many teams in your situation don't, because of the travel and the situation that throws up for you, but you've decided to accept that challenge.
Yeah, like Lee said, part of the journey. Jeff's made it no secret that he wants the club to progress through the leagues, and I think it's difficult. You know, everyone says, oh, if you win the league you should step up, but it can put some clubs in financial difficulty, so they've got to make that choice on what's right for their club. Why put the club at risk for all the travelling expenses and such. But Jeff definitely wants to step up, and we're delighted to have got promotion this year.
Well done obviously on this season, congratulations on today, good luck next season. And considering what we said earlier, if I could suggest one thing, why don't the two of you just go and stand and soak it up for 5 minutes before you go in and see the players, eh? Cheers boys. Thank you Lee, thank you very much Graham. Fantastic stuff from the two joint managers of South Shields. Of course, for every winner there's a loser. Let's hear from the Cleethorpes boss, Marcus Newell. He's spoken to Natalie.
Marcus, I'm sure 4-0 result is hard to swallow. You said to me that perhaps they may have been a little bit overawed. What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I think the game got too big for us in the end. And I think the best team won. I think we was probably under par, and I think they played really well. So credit to Shields, they deserve to win.
What do you think the players will take from today's experience?
Obviously they're not going to be in great spirits at the minute, but yeah, it can only help them in the long run. Well, maybe one or two of them it'll take a little bit longer than others, but you know, we go again in maybe 4 weeks' time. We're back for pre-season, and then see where it takes us again. I mean, we've had a great season, and coming to Wembley is just fantastic.
What will you say to them? Or what have you already said to them?
I'll leave them for maybe an hour till we all have a sit down, and we'll probably have a glass of beer and we'll have a little chat, and then I'm sure we'll have a bit of party tonight, win, lose or draw. And I said to the lads, just make sure you win or lose with a bit of class, and I think they have done.
I would say a toast to a successful season, 2 trophies, promotion. It's a season to be proud of still.
Yeah, the lads have been fantastic this year, and all the staff and the fans. I mean, 4,000 fans have come down here today, which is, you know, for us is amazing. So I'm really, really proud of the lads and proud of the fans as well.
And we said at the start, this is now an established club that hasn't been in existence for 20 years there. What does the future hold for Cleethorpes?
Well, we're hoping to get a ground built back end of this year, and then that should allow us to sort of compete against the bigger boys and see where it takes us.
Commiserations today, Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Well said, Marcus, claiming a bit of perspective, and rightly so. Obviously, they have had a terrific season. They would have loved the cherry on the cake, but you were luckily not having to suffer that feeling last year, but I guess you've had your dark days. Football will always throw that at you.
You always do, and you probably learn a lot more when you do have your dark days, and it makes you bigger and stronger. And I think that's what we've done. And last year we were fortunate to win it because, you know, Cleethorpes had a fantastic season. They just on the day they came up against a stronger, better, probably more organised South Shields team.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously does sometimes come down to the support you get off the pitch, the finance that a club has. South Shields are clearly well supported by the owner. I'm sure Cleethorpes are too. They'll have ambition. They've just got to not see this as the end of something.
No, it's not. And Marcus was pretty philosophical, which you have to be. He's so bitterly disappointed. But it has been, you know, Natalie, great interview. It's right. It has been a great season.
Yeah.
You have to remember that. And the lads will be down. That's understandable. But you know what? It's such a quick turnaround. In 4 weeks' time, they're putting the boots back on and they'll be training. And there's a new hope again for the fans and the football club. South Shields were too good today, too strong. And it sounds like that, you know, they've got a plan, haven't they? When something comes together off the field and on it, you've got a real chance.
Yeah, I suppose in the end, you'd like to think it's 2 non-league clubs going places, not one kind of sliding backwards because of today.
One result doesn't determine a whole season. No. You have to remember, you know, how far Cleethorpes have come in such a short period of time. If you're talking in football terms, I think they'd just be disappointed they didn't implement themselves like they've done throughout the season, even for certain periods of the game. You know that South Shields are going to be there or thereabouts with the quality they've got. I think they're just disappointed that we just didn't see enough from it at certain periods of the game. But take nothing away, they've had a fantastic season too.
You look at Hereford last year, they came here and, you know, they had a good season with runners up last year, and look at their season, they've bounced again and they've won there. They've been promoted again, Hereford, you know, so you can bounce back, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, well, they probably do well. I'm sure they're aware that was the case with Hereford, maybe in a slightly different situation, but they found a way to use the disappointment.
Yeah, do you know what? This pitch, it does funny things to you as a player, doesn't it? Whatever level. You could be Champions League, Premiership, National League. If you can relax and if you can just take away the occasion, and that's what South Shields did today, and that's why they won the game. It was just a bit too rushed for Cleethorpes at times. But, as I say, massive learning curve and a great achievement for him. Yeah. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah. Saying that you want to do that and doing it, obviously Julio Arca really showed the difference, didn't he, between a player that is able to relax and look comfortable, because he's technically better than pretty much everybody else on the pitch, maybe.
I think the game plan, I thought when the way Cleethorpes dropped off a little bit, it actually allowed Phillips and Arca to get on the ball. And if you allow that amount of time for Julio to have the ball, you know, he'd have had a field day spraying it. But it's just great to see as a neutral that he's still playing at this level. You know, I was very fortunate to play with great players, and, you know, in particular, I remember Teddy Sheringham and Roy Keane walking into a dressing room. The experience that they bring to a football club, and they just feed that on and on and on. And today, he's played in the Premier League. He's played in massive games. For him to say that this is one of the most proudest moments of his career shows how big this tournament is in terms of non-league football.
Yeah, and actually for all those involved, even the supporters who probably may not get, it's not an annual pilgrimage to Wembley for a lot of these fans, certainly not for these players and the staff.
No, I mean, last year you had the whole weekend. Like South Shields came yesterday, and they had I think the Covent Garden last night was pretty strong as South Shields fans. So they'll have a wonderful night tonight, and tomorrow, and the day after, and next week when they go around South Shields, present the trophies all won. So it's great, as I say.
He's speaking from personal experience when you talk about the night after night of celebration there, Mick.
Hey, one life, live it. That's my motto.
Hey, listen, I'm sure they will celebrate, but as you rightly say, whether you meant that 4 weeks disappears in a cloud of celebration, I'm not so sure, but it comes round quick.
It does. It was funny listening to the lads because they're already thinking about it, aren't they? They're already thinking about planning for next season. They've accepted promotion, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're already thinking, right, higher league, we need better players. So that's why you do it, and that's great that they have allowed themselves to go up.
Cheers, Nick. Thank you very much, of course, to Chris and to Adam, as always. We're out of time for this Vase final, but we'll be back with the trophy final, York and Macclesfield from 3:15. Next, though, here on One, the National League review of the season. We'll see you back here in about half an hour. Stay tuned.